Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Out of Our League, where Caesar hates us, but we love you.
I'm tired. I just woke up before this.
We have an amazing guest today. I'm really excited to let you know who he is and find out more about him. But first, our guest hosts, we have Caesar. How are you today?
So at 2 a.m. for me last night. So it was midnight for you, Phil. And it was 3 a.m. for McKenna.
Mhm.
I get a message that says, hey, just so you know, it starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I'm not going to be there. And this is from Ben.
Yes.
At 10 a.m. Pacific time is noon for me. I woke up at like 11:59. So I was like, I'm not making it. But then it was, here I am.
Here.
Yeah.
Yep, here you are, and we love you for it. Thank you very much for being here. McKenna, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's really exciting. You're doing a lot of stuff right now. This is the first time we've been able to have you on the show in a little while.
I know.
Seen you on the FCF and doing all these crazy things. So how is everything?
Oh, it's been a blast. I'm doing adult things, which is sort of scary, but also very exciting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the future.
She had her first alcohol.
Whoa.
It was an
Congratulations.
experience.
She's an alcoholic now. She needs
didn't
help.
like it. I gave it to someone else.
Now, was it the feeling that you didn't like, or was it the flavor that you didn't
the
like?
Taste.
Yeah.
It was the taste.
I get that.
I could have sworn I told you before. It's not good.
Oh, yeah,
It's not good. Definitely the first time you have it.
As someone that's immunocompromised, I have had to, disassociate myself with alcohol. And you know what? I don't miss it. So you're not missing out. It was definitely a period of my life, but not anymore. Now, let's get to the man, the myth, the legend. Some people call him Thor. Some people call him, the guy in the sky, Spider-Man, swinging around, going through building to building. He is also known as Star-Lord, sometimes. So his name is Andrew McLean. How are you today?
What's up, guys? I'm doing great. I'm just thinking of your poor listener who's like, they got Chris Hemsworth on, and he's like, he's known as Thor. And then here I come, like, what's up, guys? I'm the great value, Wish Chris Hemsworth. I'm Wish Hemsworth.
You're still bringing the love and the thunder.
That's right. We got a Stormbreaker right over here at the edge of my frame. Oh my goodness.
I've seen great value, Thor. I've seen Wish Thor. I've seen many great comments in your picture threads.
Always.
My favorites though, as someone who's a fan of bodybuilding and I watch like the Olympia every year and stuff. I love seeing, oh man, there's no way you can have your physique without PEDs. Like you have to be on steroids. And I'm like, nah, no.
Nope. There's a protein shake right here for me. I'm drinking. Is it a Batman shaker cup? It sure is.
Nice.
But
that's
yeah.
Awesome. Oh yeah, I forgot. Sometimes Superman. Have you done a Batman cosplay?
I have done Batman, and then I recently did for like the Batman movie that was coming out. I did a full Batman photo shoot, and I don't know if something happened with the card, like the SD card or something, but my photographer was like, dude, the photos. And I was like, no. So I think that he got one Catwoman photo of a friend of mine, Taya, to come out. And then all the other ones were just not usable, I guess. So but we'll have a Batman shoot eventually.
Because I was thinking I didn't see a Batman on any of the stuff I was looking at. So I was like,
it's a little bit further down. It's I don't know if you guys know the Future State comic books where it's the sleeveless Batman.
Yeah.
I saw a Batman suit that I could wear in Georgia. As McKenna knows, it's a little toasty. So yeah, if I saw a sleeveless Batman and I was like, I'm in. Do it.
God,
that's
you
awesome.
look so hot. Sorry.
So I've had a few people that wanted me to ask this, but like, what is your kind of diet workout routine stuff like that. We'll get into who you are and everything, but
Sure.
since I started with the whole, being a muscular individual thing, let's just start there.
You didn't even mention why he's muscular. You just said
there's
you're a big cosplayer too, like
right.
That's why you're into this regimen.
Yeah, so I actually started off.
Athlete.
Yeah, so like very, very brief, history. I started off as an overweight kid, big nerd, big Spider-Man fan, all these things, and was bullied a lot in high school and was like, enough's enough. I'm gonna start working out. I had already started playing football, big football fan, just like McKenna now is. And that's right. Sports. So started working out pretty religiously. Been doing that for 11 years now. I'm 28. I'm not like 38 or something like that. I've started at a young age. But my daily routine, or my weekly routine, I work out 6 days a week for an hour and a half a day. I eat 6 meals a day. It's a whole thing. But my split typically right now it's back and it's chest and back, and then I have an arms day, and then a legs day, and then I repeat. But that's my current split. But it takes a lot of dedication, and you got to make time for it. You got to drink protein shakes at 10 in the morning and all the fun things, but it's tough. And also there are lots of people that are in movies who, they do have extra help. So don't always compare yourself to someone who's been training for 3 months for 30 seconds. It takes a lot to go into those shots. So like Chris Hemsworth in his You Flicked Too Hard, darn it, scene, he trained a long time and had some more than likely extra vitamins.
When they filmed those scenes, a lot of them are dehydrated while they do it. Like there's a lot of tricks to like looking really buff.
Well,
carb depleted, dehydration. There's a lot.
Pumping just before the scene. Yeah, they're literally doing a lot. And honestly, nowadays there's just definitely some other stuff going on that may not be even physical with the actor. So it's interesting. It's a whole new world for sure. And I'm not necessarily saying CG, by the way. I'm saying like brush painting to accentuate, muscle depth. I know that
also CG too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I have a question.
Yeah, McKenna.
What? You say you eat 6 meals a day. What type of things do you eat?
It is just like,
how big are the portions? Yeah.
So it's so much chicken. It's like lots of grilled chicken, lots of vegetables, and brown rice. Mm-hmm. This morning I had oatmeal and some 2 whole eggs and 3 egg whites. It's just like, it's nothing that fun. Like I'd say about like 3 of my meals are kind of like snack meals where it's like an apple and a protein shake or something like that. So, it's eating a lot of food though, and it's a lot of healthy food.
Because you burn a lot of calories, right?
Mm-hmm. I have to get in 3,200 calories a day. But it's a job for sure.
Right. Holy moly.
No, so you said you eat a lot of chicken, right?
Lots of chicken.
I want to take a quick aside. I hate when people say it tastes like chicken. I've never had anything that isn't chicken that tastes like chicken.
Well, in those movies, isn't it always like, oh yeah, right? What is it like?
Have you eaten chameleon or something?
Yeah.
I've had weird meats, but it's like I've once when I was tasting like something in Florida, it was like a weird barbecue thing. Somebody said it tastes like chicken, and I was like,
was it gator?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking too. I hear that.
Gator does taste like chicken.
It was just like, I guess, yeah. It was like, it was weird. I don't know.
Now you said 3,200 calories. So you have what, one rest day? That's
one rest day
where you just sleep all day. And...
It's even then it's like an active rest day. So like I'm still typically working or doing things around the house and still moving around and stuff. That's really though just for, because like I hate rest days. I would want to go work out. But that's for your central nervous system, because even if your muscles are rested, if you're resting your individual muscle groups, so you have like a chest day and then you rest and you do it again, you have some time in between, you're still hitting your central nervous system every single day. And if you don't kind of rest that and take care of that, your body will take care of it for you, meaning that you will be very fatigued for like a whole month. So you got to make sure you're proactive with that and take that rest day because it's important.
Yes, absolutely. And don't big thing is everyone requires something different. Not everyone is going to be able to go 6 days a week. So if you need 2 rest days, 3 rest days, maybe you work a little bit harder on your workout days. Instead of an hour and a half, you go for 2 hours. Yeah, definitely do what's best for you.
Exactly. Everybody's body is like the same in lots of ways, but everybody's body is different too. So, and also everybody's goals are different as well. I'm a certified personal trainer and former D1 athlete, and it's different for everything that you do depending on your sport that you're playing or your lifestyle that you're living. Everybody's different.
Do you ever have those guys that were just able to look great all the time, eat pizza, and then like only work out like 2-3 times a week and be fine?
Listen, I hate those guys. I hate them. I've never had a metabolism. Not once in my life could I eat like a piece of pizza and be like, oh, wow, look at my abs. No, I ate that pizza and I'm like, how did I somehow gain 8 pounds? It doesn't make mathematical sense. So yeah, those guys are the worst. I mean, you're the best and I'm super jealous of you and that's why you're the worst. But yeah.
Genetic luck. That's all it is.
Yeah, the genetic lottery.
I had a lot of friends. I would go hungry at school sometimes just because I just didn't want to eat. And they would be eating like bags of chips, just like whole bags of chips. And they were like the skinniest person in the world. And I was like, how?
But whenever I was a cheerleader, sorry, someone just skateboarded on the wall here. I don't know what happened there. That was so loud. But whenever I was a cheerleader, there were like some of these girls who would eat like a whole pizza and still be like 90 pounds. And I'm like, wow, where does it go? Like, I don't understand.
That's hilarious. So, I mean, tell us a little bit about who you are, like in a paragraph.
Gotcha. I'm Andrew McLean. I am an actor, professional nerd on the internet doing cosplay and other geeky things, a streamer, cosplayer. I mean, lots of personal trainer. I've acquired a very lengthy set of skills. None in particular I am very good at, individually, but collectively I have a few. But that is me. I'm also a kind of funny best friend, and now a member of the Out of Our League Please Be Excited family, I guess. So super excited for that.
You were also a cast member at Disney World.
That's right, I was. So
and see, here's the thing. I would assume somebody, when they leave their job, they just don't want to talk about it anymore. But there's a thing about Disney, especially like Disney Parks cast members, where if somebody applies to be a cast member, they wholeheartely love Disney and will always want to talk about it.
Yo, I'm always down to talk about it. Yeah. Yeah. It's something where it was a lot. Like it was a lot. I had a very atypical experience at Disney. I kind of walked in and was exactly the person they were looking for at exactly the time they needed everything. And I did everything. And that's not very typical for a Disney, if you're going in to go do a character or to do a show, it's not very typical, but I really lucked out and did a lot of stuff.
Because
Can you talk about what you did there?
Yeah, so I got hired initially to play the role of Star-Lord in the meet and greets, and what they really wanted me for was the media stuff. So that was commercials. That was if you saw a giant banner at Disney. I was just talking to someone the other day because they were like, I saw your face on like the parking structure at Disney. I'm like, yep, that was me. And that's what they used me for, was kind of the Chris Pratt lookalike guy. And I was doing that for about, I think 6 months. And then I was like, okay, I think I've kind of checked this box. And they were like, hold on, we've got some shows for you. So along with the Star-Lord stuff, I also did Prince Charming, Tarzan. There was a parade that I did for like a week before I went and started doing these shows. So I did the Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix live show. I opened that as Star-Lord, and then I also played Kristoff in 2 of their different Frozen shows as well. And these are the equity shows. So if you're familiar with Broadway, it's the same union that covers Broadway. So it's that same kind of stuff.
Now, are you having to learn songs or lines or anything like that for these shows? Or
yes. So that's the difference. So if you see certain shows that are like characters, those are the ones that like Disney doesn't even consider characters actors, really. They consider you kind of like models or lookalikes. And that's what I did for 6 months. And I'm like, listen, I'm an actor. Like, I love this stuff. This is so much fun. It's been a good little, bookmark, on my little journey here in acting, but I'm going to keep going. But did that, was getting ready to go because the character shows are all pre-recorded. So, when you hear the characters speak on stage, it's not really them. But then in the equity shows, that is, you're mic'd up, you got your mic pack, and you got to learn lines. And fortunately, none of my characters sang, so I didn't have to sing. I just got to act and dance and have a good time.
And now they don't even need you anymore because they got Chris Pratt.
That's right, he's back.
For that ride.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Cosmic Ruin. Have you been on it yet? Have you been on Cosmic Ruin?
Have not been on it yet. I will go eventually. I got invited by some friends to go, but it's also summer in Florida. And if you've ever been to Florida in the summer, specifically Disney World, right after school gets out in the summer in Florida, that is the wrong time to go.
So I'm moving to Florida. I'm moving to Orlando.
Oh, Caesar.
Enjoy warm rain.
At 3:30 every single day.
No, I've been to Florida twice before, and I'm moving at the end of the month. My girlfriend is gonna be a DCP.
Oh, great.
So I'm still looking for a job, but yeah, when she told me, because we were supposed to go in September, but then she said July, and I was like, "You're killing me."
It's going to be tough. It's going to be a sauna. So get ready. So here's a fun story. You guys know Tim from Kind of Funny.
Yeah.
I informed Tim the first time he came down to Disney World, dude, do not bring pants. And he's like, man, I don't know. I'm going to bring my black jeans and I'm going to look cool. And I'm like, listen, you're going to look really cool in those black jeans. You're going to die. So literally on the way, they were walking to Epcot. On the way to Epcot, he was like, nope, cannot do this. He was wearing his black jeans and everything. He had to go into a Disney store and get some Mickey Mouse shorts and then throw those jeans in the trash. And I was like, dude, it's white tank tops because it's so dang hot. You can't wear any other color and just shorts. And that's it. In the summer at Orlando, that's all you're going to wear.
Brother, I can't imagine being a character. I can't imagine being like Mickey Mouse or even like somebody like Sven. Like, you know what I mean?
So
like
those characters, it does get very warm depending on the costumes and stuff that you wear. I also try to maintain some character integrity as well. So I will say that with Mickey Mouse, he's well taken care of for sure. But it does get very toasty that time of year, and I can speak especially from my experience doing a partially outdoor venue as Star-Lord in a full leather jacket, pants, leather boots, pyro effects during the day. So it was like the venue was covered, but it was still outdoors, so there wasn't any air conditioning. And I had all the pyrotechnics going off behind me with all the heat and a leather jacket. I would come backstage and they had 3 giant fans that were meant for like inflatables, and they had just directed them towards me, and I would just stand there like this and just like my arms open and just try to dry off in between shows.
At least you didn't have face paint on.
Oh gosh, yeah, exactly. I have a rule: no face paint. It gets everywhere.
Yeah, I had my cousin. She was originally in the college program, and then she got hired. And she was a Cinderella stepsister.
Okay, so yeah, the stepsisters are great.
Wait,
yeah.
What is probably the college program?
So the college program is basically it's cheap labor for Disney.
It's like an internship.
It's basically like their way of getting like college students or college graduates to work at Disney World, and like they provide housing. You get to go to the parks for free, different things. You get free tickets for friends. It's just like an internship for college
and
people.
It's a great opportunity for college students. I would definitely recommend the college program. I was not personally a college program person. I didn't do that side, but I think that it's a great opportunity for college students, and it looks awesome on your resume. You get to go hang out at Disney for like the summer or whatever it is. Like, I think it's a pretty good deal overall. Although, I think that everybody should be paid more.
No, yeah, for sure. I've heard some people say the college program is not even worth it. If you could just get a full-time job at Disney World, that's better.
So that is better. The hard part is if you want to go into entertainment, doing that is very difficult because let's say you happen to look exactly like Cinderella. That is awesome. But they're only looking for people who look exactly like the stepsisters And if you are not that person, and there's going to be 500 other girls there, you know, you have to get. It's very difficult.
Everybody wants to be Cinderella. Everybody wants to be Cinderella. Everybody, yeah.
So
there's definitely certain characters where they have too much demand, and there's certain characters that they still need to cast in Disney World for sure.
And it's even something where like you might even look like the stepsister, but they're only looking for an Ariel. So it's just every audition is very different, and it's a very broad audition. And like even the auditions that I was at for the guys, there were like 500 to 1,000 people there every audition. You know, so it's a lot, and there's multiple rounds, and you have callbacks, and you're in front of the directors, and they're gonna be throwing you different curveballs. It's a whole process. So yeah, it's difficult to get hired at Disney, but if you can,
you were the Star-Lord.
I was very fortunate. I happened to look if I don't have my Chris Hemsworth beard going on, if I have my mustache and my pointy sideburns going on, I look a lot like him.
I'm so upset with the Mississippi deal. For if you don't know, the Mississippi deal is Marvel can only be at Universal on the East Coast and Disneyland on the West Coast.
So Disney sold the rights to Marvel east of the Mississippi.
Yeah. I'm so upset that like you couldn't be Thor.
Dude, that would have been great to have Asgardian accent and everything, and you have the hammer, of course, and all my friends from work, and you know that would have been a lot of fun. But also, yeah, they
recently saw the MCU for the first time too.
You recently just watched the MCU for the first time?
I didn't even finish it yet. I'm still working my way.
It's okay. I'm super excited for you because you're getting to experience it like all at once. Yes. What's your favorite so far?
Oh, all of them. I really liked the Iron Man.
That was the correct answer. Yeah. Iron Man's great.
Iron
Man's probably the best storyline.
I would say he and Cap have great storylines.
Oh, Captain America. I lied. It is Captain America.
Me sitting in my Captain America chair.
Because their storylines go through like 7 movies. Like it's crazy how many movies like their characters are developed through.
Absolutely. And I just was at the Miss Marvel premiere recently, and that show was a lot of fun.
Okay,
that show's coming out.
I have a quick question about Miss Marvel. Like going to a premiere for a show, a TV show, or in this case, a Disney Plus show. Do they just air one episode of the show, and that's like the premiere?
So it's 2 episodes. We get to watch both of them. Typically, it's like so we get to see it a little bit in advance. And I know some people though, like I have friends who get screeners for like 4 to like all the episodes. Like a lot of my friends have already seen all of The Boys season 3, which
they're like press or something.
Which is pretty cool. But for the premiere, like for Moon Knight, it was the first 2, and then the same for Miss Marvel was the first 2, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the show. I came in with not low expectations, but just sort of like, I'm just going to take it as it comes and just see what this show is about. And it was a lot of fun. It was a great show.
Especially because like the Marvel shows have not been on the same, in my opinion, the caliber of the movies.
Yeah, and a lot of that was, of course, affected by the pandemic too.
That's what I'm saying. So people are saying that the Marvel movies out of the pandemic are not great, and I'm like, I think it's because they were pandemic movies. I think what's get out of this.
It's also harder because you're stretching content across a longer period of time. Even at 6 episodes, you're rocking 5-ish hours of content, which is double a movie, and then you're trying to stretch the special effects budget. You're trying to get it done under time constraints, and there's a lot that goes on, especially in the times that we're in now for doing these shows, and it's not easy.
I just didn't realize Miss Marvel was already coming out. I'd not heard anything about it in such a long time. And Obi-Wan is still going. Right. And they're both premiering on the same days.
Got my Tatooine, Mos Eisley, Port Authority hat on. Yeah, I'm very excited for the Obi-Wan show. That was an awesome first few episodes.
Absolutely. And yeah, so I think as TV shows, though, they're still producing better quality content than 90% of TV shows out there, as far as like the special effects, the storytelling, stuff like that. So I'm definitely enjoying them for sure.
I think the Star Wars stuff especially is good TV. I think Star Wars has really good TV. The only one I was like, Boba Fett, it can miss the first half of the season. But I think Star Wars has really good TV.
I think that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have done an excellent job kind of steering that Star Wars ship, especially with the TV stuff.
Yeah.
I should probably watch Star Wars, huh? That should.
Oh no, you haven't seen Star Wars either.
I've seen
Okay, so
episodes 1, 2, and 7.
okay,
Sorry.
okay, so you've got a very interesting selection. You know,
there's a list I could send you on how to watch Star Wars. It's a list.
I don't know. I like the McKenna order, which is you watch 1, 2, jump straight to 7, and then hear about the Disney Plus shows, and then that's
it.
And you know who Grogu is.
Oh, of
so that's about So that's all you need. Perfect.
Win-win.
All right, I'm done.
That's going to be a new category on the Disney Plus thing, where it's like timeline order, release order, McKenna method.
Yes.
Wait, McKenna, were you here for the James Davis episode?
I was.
He told us his watch order.
I know. I have the prequel trilogy up there. I just have not watched episode 3 yet. It's a movie. I don't know. I should probably do that at some point.
You would definitely need to watch 4, 5, and then the prequels. This is how people do it.
Well, I have that trilogy.
I've heard some people do
form
Rogue One
on there. I've
heard some people do Rogue One first, and then
much,
4 and 5.
So much Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going story-wise, it's definitely 4, 5, then the prequels, and then 6, as far as the storyline goes, because there's a very pivotal moment in
everybody knows it. Is the thing.
The old school movies that totally gets ruined if you just watch 1, 2, and 3 as the starting point. But I don't know. I still think I prefer release order, like just when they came out. Just start at 4, 5, 6, and then go to 1, 2, 3, and then go to the new ones. But
I'm definitely a release order advocate. I did watch them recently in timeline order because I had never done it before. Just leading up to the Obi-Wan show, I just wanted to watch them, and it was a lot of fun. Like, it's definitely like hey, after you watch them in release order, one day you can go back and watch them in timeline order, and it's fun to do. But yeah, it was kind of cool just to see the through line, and then also to go straight from Rogue One directly into episode 4 was pretty cool too. That was a lot of fun.
I think that's like a guarantee people should do, though. Rogue 1, 2, 4.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
There's nothing like really.
The bookends though are pretty cool. It's like definitely like a very cyclical feeling where it's like if you watch 4 to begin with and then end it with Rogue One, I feel like that's like a what, and then you can go back and just go round and round again.
That's fair.
Circle of life.
I like circles.
That's awesome. Now, if you had like a character that you associate with in the Star Wars universe, who would it be?
So I loved Obi-Wan for the longest time. I still do. But I watched the Clone Wars over the pandemic, and Ahsoka is now someone that I really definitely relate to, and she's now one of my favorite characters. She might be my favorite character in Star Wars. I bought way too many Star Wars prints at Star Wars Celebration the other weekend, and a lot of them were Ahsoka.
You were at Celebration?
I was very fortunate to be able to go. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, Ahsoka for sure, because that's just she's really caring, and she's smart, but also she's not like, and she can fight, but she's not like too brash, and she's not too stuck up. She's kind of in between, which I really like.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this for Ben, since he couldn't be here today. How do you feel about Star Wars Rebels?
Okay, so I have started Rebels. I think I was initially kind of put off by the first season because it does seem very like, I'm the spunky one. I have the fun-colored armor that's going to be an action figure. You know, I feel like it was very much that. And then I think that now it's kind of, in like the second and third season, it's been morphing into something different. So I've been enjoying Star Wars Rebels. I need to finish it. I have seen clips of very important things from the show that I wish I hadn't seen yet, but it's okay. They're all over the internet, of certain battles and duels and stuff.
I got certain characters spoiled for me too.
Yeah, but I'm excited to watch the rest of it.
Like most first seasons of Star Wars shows, like I feel like it's finding its footing, it's finding its direction, and then by the second season, it's usually good. I mean, I feel that way about The Mandalorian. Like The Mandalorian hooked me with like Grogu and like what's going to happen to the baby Yoda. But at the same time, it was I don't think it was nearly as good as season 2 was. I think season 2 they ironed out the direction and really figured out where they wanted to go and how they wanted the action sequences to play out.
Oh, I really like the stories that didn't tie into each other. I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, no, I'm loving the connected Star Wars universe they're making for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's good to have a connected universe, but it's also fun to take a break from that and be like, what else is going on? Like, I don't know. To me, that's just fun. Like, I still need to watch Visions, but like, I feel like
Star Wars. If you want stuff that's not connected to anything but has cool Star Wars stuff in it, you have to watch Visions. I can't wait for the new Star Wars one that's coming out. I can't remember what it's called, and then there's like the Visions season 2.
Visions is an animated or it's an anime type show where it's like nothing is canon.
That's a tough thing for me because that is the one hurdle I have not been able to get over is anime. That is my one thing that like I am unable to clear this hurdle if I keep hitting the wall every time I try watching an anime. And it's
my man's got taste. No,
okay. It's tough. Like I respect everyone who loves it, and I think that it is a great medium. I think it's just something with the storytelling is just not clicking with me somehow.
It's because anime has a different style. No matter how you look at it, it's from a different perspective, a different take, and it has a certain style of storytelling. Whether you're watching the Japanese original subs or the American dub, there's like a different style to the way that they're speaking, to the way that they're projecting themselves, to the way they're acting. It's all so different. And yeah, I completely get that.
Yeah,
but you shouldn't let that steer you away from Star Wars Visions. Nah. It's amazing.
I tried watching a little bit of it. I saw the first episode that the TikTok sound got super famous with, which is like, his lightsaber glows red, and it's that one. And my friend Leia did the crazy lightsaber twirling video on TikTok that everybody saw. But yeah, it's.
I think I know who she is. Yeah, Martinez.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that is. I tried. Sorry. I got an R2D2 Tamagotchi, and it is very. It needs something. It'll live. It's fine. But it's been yelling at me. If you hear an R2 go off, that's what it is.
But my screen going in and out. You're fine.
But yeah, I need to watch Visions. I started it, and bless their hearts, all my friends who are diehard anime fans are always just like, dude, I'll put a list together for you. You gotta watch these things. You gotta try. I'm like, and I just go down each one, and I'm just
8 episodes.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Yeah, I think it's 8 episodes.
For every 10 anime that I watch, my wife will watch one, like, so I get it.
No, the only show I've seen so far, and I haven't even caught up to it, is My Hero Academia. And that is a very like American-ish anime. Like it's such a cool, fun little show.
Well, and it's in the zeitgeist because it's the superhero kind of genre of anime, so it's totally in the zeitgeist of current.
But also the main not the main hero, but like his mentor, All Might.
Yeah, All Might
has moves that are like American based. He's like Texas Smash. It's like
it's also what I say whenever I work out. I'm like Texas Smash, and just like hit the punching bag,
But I like how they try to make sure you understand that he's from America.
Right.
Like every move he has is like named after a state.
And he just only eats hot dogs, I guess. I don't know. But it's hot dogs and Twinkies. That's
well, no, his costume is the Stars and Stripes.
Of course. Yeah, I have a bunch of friends who love My Hero. I think for me, the thing that I struggle with a lot is also like just the heavy internal dialogue that happens.
Sure.
Where it's like, well, if this enemy's here, then that means that I have to like, and it's just like it's a lot of that, and I'm like, cool, I'm struggling with this, guys.
I think My Hero doesn't really do that as much.
Yeah, there's definitely anime that don't do that, but it is also a very big trope. Hold on while I push up my glasses.
Oh my goodness.
So
okay. Oh,
your poor screen. I've been watching this entire time.
I don't know what's going on.
It's like you're at a rave. It's just going on and off, and
I'm tempted to unplug it and plug it back in. It wasn't doing this yesterday. I'm very confused. Sorry, Caesar. Go ahead.
No, I really didn't have much. Like, what other things are you into? Because you're obviously like into like all the Disney IP things and like comic book stuff, like
things nerd
and stuff like that.
Pretty much all the nerdy things. I'm also a giant, like I was telling McKenna, I got my football helmet right here. I'm a huge sports fan. Love some Lego sets. I love movies. I love Harry Potter. I'm looking Doctor Who. Love Doctor Who.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I see all those posters back there. Of course, video games. I'm a massive video game fan as well. Yeah, I mean, that's how I found Kind of Funny. Was they were covering all the video games, and I actually found them through the Kevin Smith podcast like forever ago. But yeah,
I think it's funny that people don't associate being a football fan or a sports fan with being like a nerd. Because you're
just
basically a
like
sports nerd. Like that's all it is.
exactly. You can be a nerd about a whole bunch of things, and then also like everybody's wearing their favorite players' jerseys and basically cosplaying.
Yeah.
So
We just got to have a really nerdy. You just mentioned Kevin Smith, but we just got to have a really nerdy podcast with Josh Roush, who is the producer for a bunch of Kevin Smith stuff. Like he did the documentary for Tusk, and
nice.
He produces Kevin Smith's podcast show Hollywood Babylon. So that was really fun. It's just speaking of Kevin Smith,
I'm actually headed to they record Fat Man on Batman or whatever it is. Yeah, that's where I'm headed tonight is to the Cantina. So I'm excited to go there and check that out. So I can finally see the space that I always hear the podcast in every week.
That's awesome.
So cool.
I don't know if Josh uses that one though.
And circling back around, they have non-alcoholic drinks, so I can actually drink something that tastes good, which I'm excited for.
Oh wow, we're a group of non-alcohol enjoyers.
Yeah, I don't drink either. It doesn't fit into.
Alcohol is pretty fatty too. It is like really.
It's a lot of empty calories.
Yeah, it could be a lot of empty carbs specifically, and that's what you don't drink your calories and carbohydrates. That's where you have to start looking out all those sugars.
Also
it'll get
alcohol
you.
Sugars,
so
yeah.
How do you go about a day in the parks?
A day in the parks? What park you going to? Which you going to Disneyland, Disney World?
Okay. My family is going to Disney World for the first time.
Okay.
We're going World, to not land. Just
Disney World.
Just to confirm.
Well, I'm moving.
Yeah. I'm just confirming. Thought maybe you were going to do one trip over to California.
I've already gone to Magic Kingdom before, but we're going to Animal Kingdom for the first time.
Awesome. So Animal Kingdom is my favorite park. Nice. So I'm gonna hope that assuming that everything is not under repair or under out of order for some reason.
There's nothing going on right now in Animal Kingdom. They just added kite tails, and that's about it. I don't think they're doing anything there.
Don't worry about the show kind of thing. I'd say if they have Festival of the Lion King, definitely check that out. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so you get there, super easy parking. You can walk right in. I don't know if you've been to Animal Kingdom before, but that is. Oh, you haven't. Okay, no, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So it's gorgeous. It's my favorite park. It's very big. What I would suggest is you want to go in. You definitely want to have time set aside to ride Expedition Everest. It's a great ride. Yep. See, McKenna's a fan.
I went 10 years ago. That is one of the only things I remember.
Sorry. Expedition Everest is awesome. Like the priorities, you want to hit that. You want to hit the Pandora Land. There's a ride called Flight of Passage. Everybody loves that one. Also, in my opinion, the best food in the park is at Satuli, which is the restaurant in Pandora.
Ooh,
so
my girlfriend says it's Yak and Yeti.
Yak and Yeti, that's also good. I guess for me, the best healthy food in the park is there. Because it's like you can get like a salad with kale and quinoa and like fire grilled chicken. And like it's delicious. So I would recommend Yak and Yeti's good. I've had that before. But also if you like some like good healthy food and like some good like fire grilled meats and stuff, that's great. Satuli. Now there's also a ride in Pandora called Navi River Passage. Under no circumstances should you go on this ride. It's absolutely terrible. It's a small world but with a bunch of blue people. Now if it's a short line and it's hot outside and you need some air conditioning, by all means go on that one, but otherwise don't bother. Also in Pandora, you're going to have an awesome environment with floating rocks. It's really cool to see lit up with all the bioluminescence. And there's a bunch of little secret things. If you go and ask cast members, you can say, hey, what can I like? Is there anything I can interact with? You can interact with different things around the land. And it'll do things like it'll shoot water at things. It'll also like you can like press this little like put your hand in this little hole and you can hear like the bugs like up above you move and stuff like that. Like it's pretty cool.
Oh, so, I remember seeing a clip about that a long time ago.
There's also a plant that has very questionable. Yeah, it's. Okay, I'm just going to explain it to you. This is the Disney official reasoning as to why this plant exists. It's called the Flasca reclinata. The reason why I know this is because I was going to open a show in Pandora for a little while, and then I ended up moving to a different show. But it's called the Flasca reclinata. It is a plant that looks like a giant cucumber that the Na'vi have peeled back some of its like armored plating, and when you rub this giant plant, it then shoots its seed all over the guests in the park, and that's how it repopulates. So that is the official Disney logic as to what that is. If you go and get a book with all the flora and fauna, that's what it would be.
Why does it shoot? What, I missed that.
It's physical stimulation shoots the stuff. Yeah, that is the legitimate. That is, I don't know how that went through all of the different steps at Disney, but that is the official thing. So if you would like to do that, that is at the entrance at the park. It's a giant.
The best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's a giant cucumber-looking plant. It's called the Flasca reclinata.
I hope it's still there. If it's still there when I'm there, I'm gonna go see every Avatar movie first day. Like, I don't care.
It is still there, going strong. Also, there's a show that some people don't know about. It's called Festival of the Lion King. It is an awesome show. Definitely go check that out.
And I've heard of Finding Nemo the musical, which
Finding Nemo's also really good.
They added Finding Dory to it.
Oh, they did? I didn't know that. But
yeah, I heard about this. Like, they still have a lot of the old songs, but they added new stuff.
Good. Okay. Well, yeah, the Finding Nemo musical, a lot of my friends did that one. It's so good. And then along with that, the safari. There's a safari there as well that you can get on. That one's a lot of fun. So you see lions and elephants and rhinos and gators and zebras and giraffes, and they walk like right up to your vehicle and stuff. So that's absolutely worth going on. And then also there's like a bunch of really cool like exhibits that have lots of animals in there. So it is like a giant functioning zoo as well. There's even a little outpost. I think it's called like Rafiki's Outpost that you can get on a train and go to, and it has lots of zoo animals there, and it's like a functioning like animal hospital that you can go and look into. So if you're into wildlife at all, it's a beautiful park. I highly recommend going there. It is my favorite park.
The reason we're going is because my little sister loves animals. She's like,
oh, she's gonna love it.
She wants to work with like I don't know, she wants to be a vet or something, or she wants to do livestock. But like, I was like, well, if we're gonna go to a park, we're going to the one that she would really enjoy.
Oh yeah, she's gonna love it. Then she's gonna absolutely love it. I will say, be prepared. Depending on when you're going, what month are you going in?
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Either the last day of June or first day of July.
Okay, so it's going to be a little crowded. I would say make sure at all times you have a full water bottle and refill it every chance you get near all the bathrooms. There's a water fountain. Refill it every chance you get. That's a good way to stay cool. Also, misting fans are great if you have any of those. A little like misting fans, those help a lot in lines. And plenty of snacks, and you're ready to go at that point.
I would say it is probably going to be crowded, but with what's going on in Epcot with like Ratatouille and Guardians, I would say there's probably going to be a lot of people trying to get in there. But yeah,
you hope so.
Yeah,
you hope so. But then also sometimes they'll try to get in there, and then that's like so full that they just go to Animal Kingdom instead or Hollywood Studios or something. So
yeah.
But
all right, so we have some community questions that I want to get through real quick.
Let's do it.
The first one we already kind of went over. This is from Please Be Excited. He says, "Hi, Simply Sassy. First time, long time. I'd like to know what Andrew's exercise routine is like."
Yes. So the exercise routine, it's Monday through Saturday. I take a day off on Sunday, and it is an hour and a half. I group it up by body parts. So it is right now it's currently I move it around, but right now it's chest and back. And then it's arms and abs, and then it's legs, and I repeat. Then I have a day off on Sunday. Love that routine. It's great. It's pretty intense, but you know what? It gets the job done. And along with that, it's a lot of food, lots of protein, lots of healthy carbs, low glycemic carbohydrates, healthy fats, lots of the big, macronutrient buzzwords. And yeah.
What does like a leg day look like? Like you doing leg press, squats?
So start off, right now I'm doing a little bit of a modified German volume training program, which sounds very fancy, but it's a lot of volume. And it originated from Germany, hence the name. But it is 8 sets of deadlifts supersetted with hamstring curls, and that's yeah. And then I go into Bulgarian split squats, and then I hit some leg press. I do 3-way leg press right now, so I do 7 normal, 7 wide, and 7 narrow, and then I go into leg extensions and hamstring curls. And I don't really work calves very much because that's my one genetic thing that I have is I have massive calves for some reason. And I don't understand why.
Nice.
But it makes putting on jeans very annoying. And yeah, but that's my typical leg day routine.
I have a question from also Ben. It says, "Hi, Sibley says the second time, long time. I'd like to know how much time and work goes into Andrew's cosplay photo shoots."
Cosplay photo shoots, those are a lot of fun. Typically, we plan them either really far in advance or the day before. There is not much middle ground, and they're typically about, I'd say, an hour, at minimum an hour, but it's up to sometimes like 6 hours for photo shoots. And depending on like what we're trying to do, what poses we're trying to hit, if anybody else is with me, I recently did one as Thor with Jane Foster as Lady Thor as well, and that one like required visual effects, and we actually shot that one over at the Parks and Recreation City Hall here in Pasadena. If you've ever watched Parks and Rec, that's the City Hall exterior they use, and my friend Caleb did some awesome special effects. So that's like we shoot it, and then he goes back and does all the special effects craziness to it, and it's a whole process. So from start to finish, I mean, the whole thing can take at least a month of planning and weeks of editing and hours of shooting. So it's a whole process for sure.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. Now, when you say special effects, are they easy adding like lightning and stuff like that to the extra, maybe some extra lighting here and there for?
Right. So he's done a couple of my shoots. He did a Scooby-Doo shoot. That was a lot of fun. He added some ghouls in the background and some, he likes kind of some gory stuff. He's more into like the horror kind of stuff. So there was some blood trails. And then also there was, he did my Superman shoot, which was very bloody. I did not plan it on it being that bloody, but there were some civilians that were hitting the crossfire apparently of whatever fight I was doing. And then the most recent one, which is the Love and Thunder one, it was a lot of lightning, but you'll see like the glowing eyes, and you'll see. I think we have some more photos coming up that's going to look very like 70s inspired, like 80s inspired, like like the Love and Thunder posters and stuff. Right. So yeah, so cool. Lots of those visual effects and editing skills that he's really perfected. And his username is at CALOP. I think there's an underscore maybe as well, but he's really good.
Yeah, your awesome. Superman pictures like they're straight out of like The Boys or.
That was his motivation, was Homelander, and I was like, I thought we were going to do kind of like a good. it's a good guy, but he's like, nah. I'm like, all right, well,
you thought
we'll do another one.
We have another community question from Hoodie Peaks at the Penny Marvels through at Please Be Excited, and it says, Phil, ask Hoodie's question. Now, I have a problem with the fact that I forgot my phone before coming in here, so I don't have it on me. But I remember that it's something about Scooter. I'm supposed to ask you something about Scooter.
Scooter. Like. That is my girlfriend's parrot, Scooter. He is actually he came down to visit with my girlfriend, and I have his cage over here. So he is amazing. His username is at Scooter Wings. He is a little rainbow mango ball of fun. And he is both super sweet, but then also he thinks that he's like a Bengal tiger or something as well. So he's just like, he thinks he's like 300-pound gorilla kind of guy. But he's actually like a couple ounces. So
he has his own Instagram account. Is that?
He has his own Instagram account. He does lots of cool things. There's lots of fun merch. He owns many businesses. He's running for president as well. So vote. And you can get
he has his own narrative. That's great.
Yeah, you can get your own Scooter campaign stickers right now. So he's great. He's a whole deal. Definitely a bigger star than I am. That's for sure.
Now, how did this come about?
So she actually kind of like rescued Scooter, I believe. She didn't actually go out and buy him, and then Scooter just fell in love with her, and she's had him. He's now 19 years old. Scooter is. He just had his birthday.
Birds live
Not so
forever.
long ago. Yeah, he's gonna live for a while, and he just had a birthday, and he's got a big personality and an excellent actor, and he's just great. If you're into cute birds at all, or cute animals at all, or just fun comedy videos, definitely go check out Jessica Wings and Scooter Wings on all the different social media platforms.
Now, does he speak?
He can't quite like mimic voices, but he mimics tones. So Jessica constantly says like "say thank you" and "I love you," and that's "do do do." So he says "do do do" a lot, which is kind of his way of knowing. And then he actually mimicked her laugh, so he'll be playing, and you will hear her laugh come out of him, which is pretty funny. But yeah, he'll mimic kind of tones and sounds and stuff.
Because birds don't really speak; they just like imitate. Like,
Yeah, some parrots like they have really advanced vocal cords where they can, but him being a sun conure, he's a conure, and they don't quite have that same range. But yeah,
That's one area that I don't know a lot about is birds.
I also didn't know much about it.
There are like so many different pet birds. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I will say, Jessica would tell me to say this: no one should get a pet bird. Do not get a pet bird. She rescued Scooter, and she's very glad she did. But he's going to live forever, and he's like having a toddler all the time. So never get a pet bird. Don't have one. That's what she would want me to say.
we were talking about getting my grandmother a pet bird, and then we were like, no, because that bird's gonna outlive her,
And they're very fragile.
Nobody wants to take care of that bird. Like if she ever gets one.
All right.
I love that there was a Scooter question.
I'm just glad I remembered the key component of
yes.
I actually don't know if I actually asked the proper question about Scooter, but at least we got him in there, and we covered some aspects of it.
A little bit about Scooter is always a good thing.
So this we have a couple more community questions, but this leads me into a question that I want to ask, and that is, you said that you were away from your girlfriend, like she came down and visited you. So I assume that means that you are not doing what you were doing before, such as like working at Disney and stuff. So what are you doing now?
So she lives in Washington. So we have had a long distance relationship for a while. But I moved from Georgia after I graduated college. Pandemic hit. Moved out to Los Angeles, California, where I've been pursuing my acting career. I actually have a script right over here I've been working on for a film that's coming up. I'm filming this month, and got some more things in the works, some more irons in the fire for the rest of this year as well. So I'm out here in LA doing a lot of content creation. Some might call it influencer stuff. I don't influence anybody. Hopefully, if I influence anybody, it's not to do bad things, but
There's
I don't know,
a
that's
bad bone in your body, sir.
Thank you guys. You guys are kind.
That Superman picture though is kind of swaying me into.
Oh no, you guys better watch out for him. All right, Caesar. If he starts getting a black cape, you better be alert. But anyways, yeah. So I'm out here acting and doing content creation and hanging out and collaborating with my fun friends out here, and also going to premieres and doing photo shoots and stuff. So just having a blast. And rent might not quite be as fun out here, but you know what? The activities and opportunities certainly are. So very grateful to be out here in Los Angeles.
Is the film you're working on? I'm not going to ask too many questions. Is it an indie film or is it a bigger studio?
It's an indie film, but it is very anime inspired. So I think that if you guys like anime at all, you might enjoy what we're working on. I had to do a lot of research for this character, and I did not know anything about him. So I had to learn a good bit, and I think we're shooting that next week. So it should be a lot of fun.
Definitely going to look forward to that. Earlier, you did a Thor impression, an Asgardian accent, as you called it, that was very freaking good. What does your Chris Pratt Star-Lord sound like?
Man, it's tough. So like the thing with Thor, you know, it's very much like my normal voice. It's a little bit of Australian, right? But then you also have like you lower your voice down and you add the Asgardian in there, and you can then talk about Mjolnir and Asgard and all these different things. And that's
you
different.
already have a
That's
deep
more in
voice.
tone with my voice. I have a deeper voice, but
You already have a
Chris
deeper voice. He has a higher voice.
has a higher voice, and that's a difficult thing. Is I would have to try to like find a way to pay an homage to his voice without necessarily doing, because he has this Missouri twang in his voice a little bit, and that's kind of how he speaks, and he sort of like adds certain particular things in the way he talks and such, and that's just, it's sort of that Andy Dwyer mannerisms, and that's when you start to kind of get into the character Chris Pratt that he typically plays in Star-Lord, and you kind of get into those mannerisms a little bit more. And it's tough to go and find that bridge, but like it's something where at Disney they're like, you're not going to be Chris, but try to be Star-Lord, you know. And I'm like, I can do that, you know, for sure. And of course, as soon as you put on that red leather jacket, it turns on. You start getting that for sure.
Because that's the thing. They say in Disney, in the parks, this is this character. This isn't an actor portraying this character. It is this character.
That is a
So,
storyline where it's like you're meeting the character, and if you saw Chris Pratt, the actor, play the character, that's just a version of him. And I was the real Star-Lord.
That's awesome.
So whenever I see Chris Pratt, the Jurassic World thing, I'm like, hey, I'm the real Star-Lord.
Me.
Get over here.
he's portraying you.
That's right. Where's my royalties?
Exactly.
That's awesome. We have another community question from Erica at paintmeblue_, and she says, "Hi, yes, hello. I have 2 questions. First, what has been your favorite cosplay? Second, you do so much cool stuff, but what is your favorite thing to do when you just want to relax?"
So those are great questions. First, my favorite cosplay. I have a lot of love for this cosplay. It's also a pain to wear sometimes, but it's my Spider-Man suits. I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite character. The name WebHeadedHero.
I was about to say, you're web-headed hero. There's no doubt that
it is legally distinct from Spider-Man. However, it is very Spider-Man inspired, and that is absolutely my favorite character and one of my favorite cosplays to wear, because 1, it means a lot to me, but 2, it's the reactions you get from others when you wear Spider-Man. If you really put that effort in, put that work in, and you look like Spider-Man and you're acting like Spider-Man, you're really embodying that character, the smiles you see on people's face, because when that mask on, it's no longer, oh, this is some guy playing a character as a cosplay guy. It is like, oh, it's the character now. And seeing little kids of all ages from 4 to 40, light up whenever they see Spidey, and just the impact that he has on them, it really is heartwarming. And I'll have people stop me more as Spider-Man. If I'm just doing a photo shoot and I'm on the way to the shoot location, I'll have people slam on their brakes and almost get into wrecks in the street, be like, Spidey! And I'm like, that's just, it shows you the impact that character has. So Spider-Man's definitely my favorite.
60 years of influence for sure. I mean, it's incredible to see how much people love this character and how influential he is. I mean, as much as I love Batman, Wolverine, Captain America, nobody quite inspires people like Spider-Man does, period.
It's true. It's true.
So when you do Peter Parker or Spider-Man, like, is it an older Spider-Man?
It's definitely more of the for me, like I have the suits that I'm working on getting though is the working on getting the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, and I also want to get the Raimi suit as well. But I definitely don't do a Tom Holland. Oh, geez, Mr. Stark, what do I do? I'm just Tom Holland, and I don't quite do that. Of course, and I look more like the '90s cartoon Spider-Man or the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, being a little bit more bulky. But yeah, that's kind of the Spider-Man that I do. Say it one more time.
Are you closer to the PlayStation Spider-Man, like the first?
Yeah. I love the PlayStation Spider-Man. Yeah, that was awesome.
Can we get like I'm Peter Parker, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I'm Peter Parker, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's there's Peter Parker for you. And yeah, so the only bad things about that Spider-Man suit, there are no pockets anywhere. There are no pockets, and also if you have an ounce of fat on you, that suit will find it. So There's the two negatives, but that's it.
I mean, I put that picture of you in the Spider-Man suit on the post for a reason. It's great. I love it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna be using it as a reference for a painting soon.
Oh, nice. You got to tag me in that. I got to see that.
I will absolutely.
And then I think the other question was, what do I do when I'm not doing things? And that's, I love playing video games. I recently replayed through Jedi Fallen Order again, and that is so good. The second sister Trilla in that also is just terrifying. Love her. She's awesome. And also BD1. Who doesn't love BD1? He's so cute, and he helps so well. He's excellent. He reminds me a lot of Scooter as well.
He's just a buddy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing through it for the first time. And
the first time.
Yeah. I just got to the part with the big bird.
That's a cool part.
Yeah. It's a kicking my ass. I'll say. So yeah.
Don't be afraid to turn down the difficulty. The difficulty does not matter in that game. Like,
I think I'm already like Jedi Knight. Like I'm right above story mode.
Oh yeah, so, I think I'm on like the third high. I played through the third highest level, and there's the final boss fight that I won't spoil, and I finished it with like a sliver of health. I just streamed it over on twitch.tv/WebHeadedHero, and it was my heart rate. I wish I had a heart rate monitor. I think I was like 170 beats per minute, beats per minute, I guess. And oh my gosh, that was rough. Those fights.
Boss fights are insane. Like, even when you lower the difficulty on some of them, like, they're still very challenging.
Oh, they're still the worst.
Lots of nervous screaming. I'm just
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of excited to replay that game because when I played it, I got the platinum. I went for the platinum, which was like a lot of exploring, a lot of retreading ground. I'm kind of excited to go back through it and just kind of play through the story and have fun with it instead of, trying to get every little thing so that I could get the platinum for the game, which I think it'll help my experience. I still loved the game, but man, I thought that platinum was really tedious.
That's what I did too. The first time I played it, I'm like, I'm getting everything. And this time I'm like, I'm just mainlining the story. If I want to go explore somewhere and like level up a little bit more, I can do that. But otherwise, I'm just going to enjoy this story because it's just such a great story.
Now, what are some of your favorite games?
Like, I play Fortnite.
I do play Fortnite. I was just I tried to hop on the other day for the event, and I just missed it. The live event thing that was happening. Play lots of Fortnite.
It was so fun.
Yeah, I saw that Vader, is supposed to be popping up pretty soon, which would be pretty fun. My favorite game of all time is Uncharted 4, which I actually threw on the TV last night just to play through a little bit. And that is, Uncharted's my favorite series, but my best game that I've ever played is probably God of War. That is 2018 God of War. Nope, we lost someone. Caesar. Will he come back? There he is. Welcome back. But yeah, Uncharted easily, which was really funny whenever I got to hang out with Neil Druckmann, and I was just like, dude, he's made like my childhood, like, he made all the Uncharted games.
Can we back up and say hanging out with Neil Druckmann? What?
This casually.
Yeah, Neil and I went to
Neil and I. What?
Amazing.
I heard none of that.
Oh no, we're talking about
Neil Druckmann.
Yeah, Neil and I went to the parks together. I kind of helped give him the VIP tour treatment without having to pay VIP prices. That's the Andrew deal. And I can kind of like get you wherever you need to go. And then, when I moved out here, we got to have lunch. He's such a nice guy, very helpful, very encouraging, and being able to know him at all, like he's just so talented. And he's had such a big sway on, of course, my gaming experience. I remember the first time I played Uncharted 2, which I think that he actually worked on a little bit. He playing that game was the first game that I was like, oh my gosh, this is what video games can be. It's not just Mario Kart and NCAA football. I was floored.
Now, how has it felt to be in your first kind of mocap suit with like a thing on your face with all the little dots for the new character that you're in their next Naughty Dog title?
Man, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. All right. I would play bank robber number 4. I'd be happy to.
Oh my
Just
God,
give me a
it'd be
call.
so great. Now, everybody, we now know that the next game has bank robbers.
Oh no!
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh man, seriously
We
though,
have
that's
a friend
so
at
cool.
Naughty Dog.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
an out of our league alumni who working at Naughty Dog.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I don't
James
know if you
Davis.
heard of James Davis. Yeah.
Yeah, I always hear his name on the kind of funny. I always hear "Please Be Excited." I always hear James Davis. You hear all these names, King Franchise, DJ Kento, all these guys. Where I'm just like, and it's what's fun is actually when I was at Star Wars Celebration, I think I had 3 or 4 different kind of funny best friends come up to me, and I was like, this is so great. I love the kind of funny community, and of course, by extension, the Please Be Excited community. Everybody's just so nice, and I really love that kind of family culture that you guys really cultivate.
I mean, Ben is from
Yeah.
New Zealand, so he doesn't associate himself with mean people. So.
That's right. Those New Zealanders, that's a special breed. Like that one guy, I think he's from New Zealand. He did like the woodworking Twitch stream, and like
Brock?
someone donated, and he's like, "Oh, dude, don't donate," and it was just like so
I
heartwarming.
know who you're talking about. His name was like Brody or something like that. It's like,
Yeah, I was like, all right, you know what? This dude, good guy. New Zealanders. I've never encountered a bad one.
Yeah, it's always amazing to watch the boys and see Butcher be
Oh
such
yeah.
a nasty individual because he's so nice.
Oh, I'm sure. I bet the guy's so great, but that's the tough thing too. I remember like I always get typecast as jerk characters. I think it's because I look very much like, like even Star-Lord's kind of a space jerk in some ways. But I always get typecast as jerk characters because I feel like I look like a more of a jock kind of guy. But I'm like, no, I was a big fat nerd back in my high school, middle school days who got beat up for having my Spider-Man lunchbox. I was not, I was not the big jock guy. But that's who I get cast as a lot now.
I mean, take what you can get, and then you'll get there.
Mhm.
People are gonna learn to love working with you and see that you're much more than what you're being typecast as, and you're gonna hit it.
I appreciate that.
I believe. We have one more community question here to get through. And I think, one more. And it's from Xavier_spirit at Z_J_R_. I don't want to minimize any of your success. Gary Whitta has said, you don't always have to be good. You also have to be lucky. If you agree with this at all, can you share a few specific moments where you feel some of your success came from luck, right place, right time, etc.?
Oh, 100%.
you said
I mean,
Disney, right?
even let's talk about the kind of funny guys. The reason why I ran into them, I was at this Rocket League thing at San Diego Comic-Con back in 2018, and I was walking around and ran to Nick, and Nick just started asking me questions because he was like, "Oh, fitness guy, what's up, man?" And I was like, "How's it going?" And he was asking all about fitness and stuff, and then I told him what I did, and he's like, "Oh, do you work at Disney? You got to meet Tim." And then that's how I got to meet all the kind of funny guys. And then that's when Tim hit me up, and we got to be friends as well, and really just lucked into that opportunity. But I would argue also it's where preparation meets opportunity. That is luck for me, is being very prepared, and then when that opportunity happens, you're ready for it. So just like if I were to have that Star-Lord opportunity, which they were looking for a guy who looked like me, but I didn't already take those acting classes, I didn't already do about a dozen short films already, and have all that experience, I might not have been ready for that role. So that's something too, where like there's a lot of luck in that opportunity just happening to be there, yeah. And you have to be able to grasp it. You got to be able to like fully be ready for it, be prepared for it, and then some things, you'll just run into someone and they're like, "Hey man, we need this thing," but if you're ready for it, you got to be able to take that opportunity, man.
Another one of our out of our league alumni is Ryan Colt Levy, and he's an anime voice actor.
Oh, nice.
Also actor, but where he's hit it big has been in the anime scene. He's in a ton of pretty big anime. He's coming up in Attack on Titan pretty soon in the
Oh,
new
wow.
MPA. I pull that one out because it's one of the ones that people know, and he was just in the My Hero Academia movie, the most recent one, as
Oh, nice.
the titular side character in that movie, which is pretty great. Rhodey. And he was talking about, he's I think 33, and he was talking about how he isn't sure that without all of his life experience and everything that has happened in his life, that he may not have been ready for a lot of the roles that he's been picking up lately, because it took a lot of his life experience, a lot of his life classes, not life classes, a lot of his acting classes, and everything to feel the maturity to take on some of the roles that he's been doing. And so I absolutely hear you when you say, without those acting classes and everything, that he may not have even gotten that Star-Lord.
Yeah,
really, really.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and also like when it comes to acting, you do draw a lot from experiences. Some people, they go very method, but also now these days you don't really have time to go method. You're going to be on set and someone's going to hand you a brand new script that you had not seen before. I've done commercials for Disney where they're like, "Hey man, you know how we said this was going to be a photo shoot? Well, it's now a full-blown commercial, and here's the script, and you're shooting it tomorrow morning." And it's like, oh shoot, okay, I got to go and memorize this whole thing. I don't have time to do methods. You got to draw from those life experiences, just like your friend did. And of course,
a lot of people don't like method because it causes a lot of issues on sets and stuff like that.
it's that as well. I mean, there's the story of Jared Leto, having to use his crutches to go to the bathroom, and the crew convincing him to at least be able to get in a wheelchair for Morbius. It's Morbin time, and it's
my favorite right now is calling it more BS.
Morbius. That's right.
Can I talk about how Sony went into bankrupt twice, or not bankrupt, but like they lost millions of dollars twice because of that movie? Like,
Oh, really?
they re-released it into theaters, and it only made $85,000 on the first day.
I thought it did pretty well, but did it not?
1,000 theaters.
Wow.
85,000 for 1,000 theaters.
So because of all the
theater.
memes, they decided to re-release it this weekend.
Oh,
back into theaters. And apparently Friday it made $85,000, which is less than it costs to put the movie back in all these theaters.
Yeah, that I was at the premiere for that one, which is also a funny thing, where I was told it was just a screening. So I show up in like workout gear because I'm just like, it's just like they're going to show us the movie in the dark and then we're going to go. Like, yeah, no, it was a red carpet premiere. Jared Leto was there, Tyrese was there, and one of my friends, she showed up in Crocs. Like we were not prepared for this. Like there was a miscommunication. They didn't let us know. And I think they were there with a bunch of cameras trying to film our reactions when like big moments were supposed to happen to capture like the audience pops. And and sure enough, those cameras came up, and then the moment happened. No one reacted, and they went right back down. And that was just like, yeah, that this was not the movie. But yeah, that premiere was a whole fun thing. It's Morbin time, man. That movie. They're leaning into it.
Was that the Discord premiere?
Was that the what?
Did you see the Discord premiere?
The Discord premiere?
There's an official Morbius Discord.
Oh, wow.
And they had a meetup, and Jared Leto showed up.
Jared Leto? Yeah, Jared Leto showed up.
And they gave them like shirts and stuff.
I'm going to tell you right now, you know way too much about all the side things, Morbius.
I love the movie that I'm never going to watch. Like, I just...
You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Let it die.
I love spending Sony's money.
I know it's a vampire, but let it die.
Oh, no.
I love wasting Sony's money. I love wasting Sony's money on something they should never have made. This is their fault, and they need to deal with it.
I still want to get the Aunt May Secret Agent movie.
Okay.
That's what I want. I want to see what happens with that, and let's just lean into it. Let's just lean into the meme side really hard.
It's a really old one.
Get the Ned Leeds movie, and just go into that as well, and just like about him building a Lego set. I'd watch it. Let's go.
Yes.
No, we're talking about acting and you. Can I talk about a character I'd really love to see you play?
Of course.
Because there have been talks about this character for a long time. Who's going to portray it? Some are saying that it's going to die when the actor dies. But goddamn, I would really love to see you play Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, man, that would be awesome. I would love to play it.
An Indiana Jones figure, like
man,
you look like you'd be a really good Indiana Jones.
Listen, you know what? I've heard lots of talk about Chris Pratt being Indiana Jones. He's busy. All right, I'm not that busy. You know what? Call me up. I got it, Disney. You just hit me up. We'll make it happen.
The new one's coming out, and it's still Harrison Ford, and I'm like, he's gonna like
You know
kick
what?
it soon. You know, we got
That's my new goal. It's going on my vision board. We're gonna put Indiana Jones up there. We're gonna make it happen. I'll get a whip, start practicing. You know, I actually auditioned for the Indiana Jones show at Disney a couple times,
Oh,
but I was too big. I was too big. Because you have to go up and fight this big giant guy, the German mechanic guy,
And
and the
like, can you be
German.
the German?
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, I was looking too big to fight the German mechanic, and then there's also like a big rope drop at the beginning, and you can't be more than like 180 pounds. And I'm like 200, so I had to drop like 20 pounds.
See,
Um,
my problem is the thing with Hollywood is the fact that you can get a bigger person. You know, you don't
mhm.
have to. You don't have to use the
Well, this
German
is
guy,
Orlando.
like Otto
This
guy.
is
I'm
this
just
is
I'm just
Disney
saying.
Orlando.
I'm just saying they could hire a bigger guy to play that
Exactly.
role.
Put them on some lifts. Get some of those sneakers with all the lifts in them, some stilts. It'll
Also,
work.
the other thing
It-
too, I think you're supposed to like duck under a plane's propellers at a certain
Mhm.
point too, and they're like
Yeah.
your shoulders are too broad.
That was it.
They're just too big.
I'm
Yeah,
just
really
man.
big
saying, how
traps.
much more intimidating would it be if the guy made you look small? You know, it's
Yeah,
like
oh gosh.
Jason Momoa next to his bodyguards. You know,
Yeah. Oh, that's the funniest picture. Oh my gosh. It looked like a dad taking his kids to school. And all the kids are wearing nice suits.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
you know, it's a private school. It's a private school.
Yeah. Very fancy.
Why is my monitor doing this?
Your
It
poor
has no-
monitor,
It
buddy.
has no
I'm sorry.
rhyme
You
or
got.
reason either. Like it's happening at very sporadic intervals, and I don't get it.
You got the party strobe. I love it.
Um, it's making me lose my mind. Okay, so speaking of like roles that we would love to see you in, I first of all I love that idea of Indiana Jones. I feel like as much as I love Chris Pratt, as much as I love his you know, ability to play
We gotta
that
get a
kind
new
of
guy. We gotta get a new
that kind of
white
character,
guy with a beard that's really muscular
Right.
in there.
I'm a white guy. I got a beard.
Well, I'm going to go into the fact that he's getting a little bit older, and that doesn't mean that he can't carry the Indiana Jones role.
Harrison Ford's like 95. Like
Yeah, as I said, it's not that he can't carry the Indiana Jones role. It's that I'd love to see someone a little bit younger so that they can carry the role longer.
longer, yeah.
Because not everyone's Harrison Ford. Not everyone can, you know, do Indiana Jones stunts at 75 or whatever old he is.
Hey, I can do backflips. I was a cheerleader.
There you
Make it
go.
happen.
See,
you go.
see. But who would you like? Like not even a character, but like what universe would you like to dabble in? If you
See,
could-
my
Any
thing
other
is
character would be better.
like my thing is like I'd love to play. He's one of my favorite characters, and it's someone that I think has been extremely underutilized in this particular universe, and that is Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. I would love to play Hal Jordan and do like a real good Hal Jordan, brightest day, blackest night.
Yeah.
I think that would be absolutely incredible to put on that
In
green
brightest
suit.
day
That's so
and
unfortunate that
blackest night.
I love it.
that I think of Green Lantern and my first instinct is to laugh. Like that's just
Oh,
so
yeah.
sad. Like,
No, these I
what Ryan
I
Reynolds
hate
did to that.
like as much as I love Ryan Reynolds, I hate that we got more of like a Kyle Rayner than we did a Hal Jordan.
Yeah, that movie, you know, it definitely had its issues, and it's something that I think unfortunately set that character back, you know, a very long time. But it's sort of like how the Fantastic Four movie, the Fantastic Four are not their movie, you know, like the Fantastic Four and Four Stick, you know, those movies were what they were, but the actual property is so good. You know, if you love The Incredibles, you're gonna love like the actual Fantastic Four, because that's what they really are. It's that family dynamic and everything. So.
I can't not see you as Human Torch now. You just
Listen, Johnny Storm, man, dude, I flame on. Let's go.
You say
I know
you
they're
get
making a
cast
movie.
as jerk characters, you know. Let's go.
I'd love to. I'd
I'm
love to
also
do it.
tired of big Hollywood actors getting these roles because they don't
Oh my
care about
God.
them. They
Dude.
don't care about them. And then you have, I forget her name, whoever's playing Kamala Khan. She was like, "This is not the 616 universe. The MCU is not the 616." Did you see that?
It
clip?
makes no sense. Why did they say it was the 616 universe? Because the 616 universe is the comic book.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I don't understand.
She called it out like in an interview, and I'm like, that's who we need in these movies. People who care about them, not like what's her face, Pepper Pot too. She's like, I haven't even seen them. Like,
Oh no, yeah.
like-
And I know some people that are like, yeah, I don't know if I want to really be locked down to like a superhero franchise. Listen, I'll do it for the next 30 years. All right. I'll be 50 saying flame on.
Well, then you have Tom Holland, who he said he was down to do it forever, and then now he's like, I'm gonna start slowing down.
I think part of that too is like a contract negotiation thing where he's like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing it forever, you know.
I think some of it came from the fact that he seems to be very into how well his movies do. So Spider-Man 2 didn't hit as hard as Spider-Man 1, right? I mean, the Tom Holland Spider-Man's Spider-Man movie. And for like Homecoming hit super hard, and then Far From Home didn't hit nearly as hard in my opinion. Obviously, money-wise and stuff, it's different. But like when I hear people talk about that movie, it's very hit or miss.
It's my least favorite Spider-Man movie, Far From Home.
So but yeah,
it's very hit or miss. And then you come back to the interviews with him prior to No Way Home coming out, and he's like, I don't know if I want to do this character anymore. Like, I think, you know, I'm going to be done soon. I don't know, you know, I don't want to be making these movies into my 30s. Like and then No Way Home comes out. It's stellar. It's a success. Reviews are great everywhere. Everyone's loving it. Then he's like, I'm going to be Spider-Man forever.
Yeah. Now he's like, yeah, I'm going to be Spider-Man forever now. I just want to see the final, like, you guys can't see it, but I have like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man wallpaper on my setup right now. I want to see the final Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. I want to see one.
4 animated, something like that. I don't know.
There
was rumors about 4 being animated.
I would kill to have that because, yeah, like the way they left it off, it did such a disservice to the entire trilogy. And I would love to see just one to wrap it up. And I also want to see more Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man because, in my opinion, he's the best Spider-Man.
He got robbed, and like it's so unfortunate. Like he was really good, but I heard that he wasn't great on set either. So I'm like, I get it, but I still would want to see 3.
It sucks because in Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, he was the best Spider-Man we've ever had, but he wasn't my favorite Peter Parker.
Fair.
And then in the second movie, he felt much better as both characters, but was in a much worse movie.
It's crazy. It's like he was so great and surrounded by so much other nonsense, and it's almost like you wanted to pluck him out and just kind of give him the right creators around him to really become a great Spidey.
And then in No Way Home,
and just keep turning that camera behind him, you know.
In No Way Home, he seems like he's matured and grown into like his Peter Parker and Spider-Man so much since then.
Yeah.
We didn't see it.
Oh my god, the No Way Home version of him was literally like, even as bad as Amazing Spider-Man 2 was, that moment. I'm not gonna say what that moment is, but that moment like literally had me tearing up because you knew exactly what that character had been through and what had just happened on screen, and you could just see it in his reaction so well.
Oh yeah, McKenna, you're gonna need to watch the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies and the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies.
I've seen Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay, all right, that's you started to work.
Yeah, you'll know the moment when it happens in No Way Home. Then
I like how there's 5 movies you need to watch, and you watched one of them. Like it's
20%.
That's the McKenna method. You watch episode 1, 2, and 7, and then
that's
just the 5th one.
Only 20%. Are you 20% of the MCU also?
I have seen all the way up to Endgame. I have not seen Endgame yet. I don't know if I'm emotionally prepared to watch Endgame yet.
Oh, wow.
Nobody is emotionally prepared to watch Endgame.
I wish I could erase my memory and go back and watch Endgame again.
No, premiere night. I want to go again and watch it premiere night again.
And what's funny is like when I watched Infinity War, that was right before my Guardian show happened, and then Star-Lord dies, and I'm like, is the show canceled? Like what happened? I was so worried. And I was like watching it with my cast because we were like getting ready to do the show, and that happened, and I was like, are we dead? Like what? Is the show over? Oh man, but yeah,
Gamora's worse because she's actually dead.
Right. Oh my gosh. Also, I just want to make one, while we're on the topic of Guardians, I want to make a plea to everyone listening, watching, whatever. Go play the Guardians of the Galaxy video game that just came out. It is my favorite game released last year. I love it so much, and if they don't make a sequel, I'm going to be so sad. But yeah,
I gotta come out with the fact that this is one of the biggest disagreements I've had with Kind of Funny's video game reviews ever. Everybody over there some of them say they love the story, but all of them say they hate the game.
It didn't make
And
any
I'm like,
sense.
no,
I
so
almost
good.
I almost called Tim. I was like, dude, get me on the show, man. Like, we're gonna like, we gotta talk about this Guardians thing. I'm gonna show up in full Star Lord. We're gonna talk about it.
My
Yeah,
thing
and
is,
that yeah.
it's made by Square Enix, and they have game mechanics that I'm not a big fan of.
Sure. But also, like, the first of all the gaming franchises is never quite the best. Like, I didn't love some of the things about the first Spider-Man game. I hate the speedball challenges. I hate, yeah. I didn't like sometimes the crawling on the side of the building. The camera's freaking out a little bit, you know. And I'm like, I hated the flying jetpack guys. You had to fight. I'm like, there's just too many.
Yeah.
And there's so many stealth missions and stuff where you got to sneak around as Mary Jane like this, you know. Like, didn't love all of that. But like then they refine it, and that's where I see the potential because the characters, the story, and the world of Guardians, like it's there, and it's everything I've wanted in a Guardians game.
I never realized how backwards those two games are because in Spider-Man you play as 3 characters, but it's named after 1 character, and in Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a team, you only play as Star-Lord.
But there's so much interactivity.
No, you control the other ones in certain ways,
and
yeah,
I think that's what makes it for me. When that game was first announced, there's a tweet that verifies this, but I was like, are we about to get like mini Mass Effect in the Guardians of the Galaxy universe? And everyone was like, no, dude, no. And then when it finally got the reviews started coming in and things started to come out about the game, one of my friends who was on that when they heard that was like, I was wrong, Phil was right, this is a thing that happened, he just predicted the future.
But see, I love the Mass Effect games, and it's like, hey, what about Mass Effect in the Marvel universe? And I'm like, I'm so in. I can walk around my spaceship and talk to different people about things that we've been on, and like the story's so good.
It's
like
it's what I wish the Avengers single player would have been. Like, just let me play as Kamala, let me interact with all of the Avengers, and go through a really cool story.
What if I told you they've added another skin that you can play now, and you can play as another the same character, but just he's got a different hat. How about that? Hear me out.
I'm not gonna Ben loves Avengers. I'm not gonna talk down on Avengers, but I wish that the single player was separate from the multiplayer. I wish that they hadn't tried to incorporate the multiplayer components into that story mode. Just let me play as Kamala, let her be my window to this entire story. Don't make me play Hulk and learn Hulk mechanics for a very short period of time, and Iron Man. It's great that I get to play them, but I could play them in the multiplayer. I don't need to play them right now.
And like, I've got like 3 characters. I got 3 characters over like 150 on Avengers. Like, I've played that game so much, like getting ready for the next. I'm like, oh, they're gonna drop the thing. Just wait, and they just never did. I deleted it off my console. I'm like, all right, they've punted it away.
At a certain point, like it's a Kamala story, and then at a certain point it stops and it's like, this is an Iron Man story now.
Exactly.
It's just like, why?
I was so sad.
And it's tough for me too, because like I enjoyed that character of Kamala, but I'm like, I don't know if it's enough for me at least to have carried the entire game. That's where I was just like, but I will say the newest TV show, I think that she's even better than she was in the game. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, from the opening bit, I was in. Like, from the moment you start playing as her and collecting the comic books, and she's just like having crazy nerd outs over all the superheroes, and then Thor comes up and she's like, "Oh my god, you're Thor!" Like that, all that stuff. Just I loved so much. And then starting to play, and she's learning. She's like interacting with her favorite heroes. I loved all of that. But I feel like if it was written just about her from her perspective, that she would have been a stronger character, but they decided to just use her as an introduction, and that's what she felt like an introduction.
I agree.
Anyway, this is not about Avengers, this is about you, so let's get back to that.
Ben's not here to defend himself.
If you had unlimited money and you could just do whatever you wanted,
why would you spend it on Avengers?
How would you fix Avengers?
No. This is going a different direction. What cosplay would you do? Like, I'm talking character, I'm talking like era, whatever you wanted to do. Like from a certain comic book or a certain era of comic books, a certain storyline, something like that.
So, a lot of people are like, oh, lots of money, go get an Iron Man suit. Iron Man suits are awful to wear. Like, I don't care how much, like, you'd have to actually build a real one with like air conditioning and like padding to wear an Iron Man suit. That's why Robert Downey Jr. just wears pajamas with little dots on them now.
Yeah.
If he ever does anything. So for me, like, it's tough because I guess I would really want to get, like, if I had an unlimited budget, I would want to get the perfect Spidey suit, but that wouldn't require an unlimited budget. So let's see if I was like getting something that was even cooler.
Now, you could also do a certain Spider-Man suit.
Right. So like the Sam Raimi suit, I love the Sam Raimi suit. The issue is the urethane rubber webbing breaks down at an unparalleled rate compared to these other materials, which is why also I believe in No Way Home they screen printed the webbing instead of using the urethane rubber. But that is something that I would love to do, but that suit breaks down so much. So that's what I would do. I would just get a ridiculous amount of Sam Raimi Spider-Man costumes, and when they break down, I'm like, cool. I'll give it to someone else if they want it, or I'll throw it away and just.
What if you had a certain costume designer like figure out a way to replicate the webbing but with a different material?
That'd be great. And then just like actually have the real web shooters in there, and then actually be able to be Spider-Man. But that'd be sick.
But flip side, if it wasn't Spider-Man,
wasn't Spidey.
I got a good idea.
Okay, tell me your idea.
Your background. And I know you said you hate the Iron Man suits, but like unlimited budget means you could figure out a way to do like air conditioning components in it, right? So this is unlimited money. Imagine a Mandalorian suit that could fly, and you have a little floating carrier that has.
That would be pretty sick. In it. That would be pretty sick, and because I really have thought about, because I have, of course, Grogu over here, just chilling in my display, but yeah, I love the Mandalorian, love the Star Wars costumes. It's something where, like, also, like, if you want to go to the Star Wars route, like, I love the clones so much. So if someone could actually make a clone armor that didn't sound like a bag of plastic bottles, like, rattling super hard every time you walk anywhere, just a plastic bottle wind chime, I would love it. And I'd be able to wear that one, and that'd be super great. I would say, actually, like, a crazy awesome clone trooper armor that I could put on. Doesn't sound like two giant plastic storage containers fighting each other, and I think that would be certainly one of my favorites. And then like have like the helmet where it's got like the visor, it's completely fog free and has like the air blowing over it, and then like have some air conditioning in that thing. Like that would be pretty sick.
Or the Frog Mom.
Can we get your best clone impression?
Oh no,
there's the Jedi.
Roger that, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
That's my best clone. I've got my Commander Cody and Captain Rex right over there. I got D. Bradley Baker to sign my Captain Rex. Awesome. Just at Star Wars Celebration the other week.
D. Bradley Baker's in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you know him from?
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're a big SpongeBob fan. He's all clones.
Oh
yeah, all the clones.
No way. He's in everything. I swear. He's in everything.
Oh, okay,
He's amazing.
got it.
Roger that, Obi-Wan.
That sounds great. I also I was at the Obi-Wan premiere. I sat next to Tamora Morrison. And that was crazy because he's in some capacity the show at some point. And when I saw him up on screen, I was like, it was just like he was sitting right next to me. It was a whole moment.
I'm really excited to see oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name? Ice Cube's son.
Ice Tray.
So I was thinking
Crushed Ice.
Shamar Jackson.
Okay.
He's in Obi-Wan as well. And I'm really excited to see who he is. O'Shea Jackson. There we go. O'Shea Jackson is in Obi-Wan,
show, aren't we?
and I'm really excited to see who he plays. If you don't know, he's in a lot of like movies, but if you watched like Straight Outta Compton, he plays his father in that movie.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And it's uncanny. Like it's so good. And yeah, because that Straight Outta Compton is about, the NWA and everything. But he's also in other stuff. He's in the Godzilla movie, the second one.
I just thought of really what I would really want for an unlimited budget Thor costume is to have a Thor costume that's actually made out of leather and not out of foam. So if I sneeze, it doesn't explode. And again, the you flick too hard moment. That is what happens when it's made out of foam for me. But yeah, I just thought of that one for sure.
Well, when
But
you're
yeah.
a thunder god, nothing stands up. So
I think I remember hearing something about a Mjolnir that has magnets.
Oh yeah, it
Literally
keeps you from
nobody can
lifting
pick
it.
up. Yeah, nobody can
Yeah,
pick
if
it up
it's on
unless
a
you
metal
have like the
surface
glove or
or
whatever.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the electromagnet that's in it. It's like a thumbprint activated thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
that'd be a
I
cool
would take it
thing
as a
to have.
challenge. I'm like, all right, let's do it. I'm gonna lift it up.
Okay, Cap.
But anyway, yeah, he's in Star Wars, and so there was a big thing with him because Reva has had a lot of controversy surrounding her character, which I think is really stupid. I think she's one of the best representations of a Sith in a long time.
I think
People are
it's
like talking about her performance, and I saw someone who was like, "This is basically Anakin," and none of y'all cried when he went crazy evil.
I think it's good that Star Wars is addressing it though.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. The fact that they're backing, they're backing it. Absolutely.
And whether you like a character or not, it's never okay to attack the actor on the internet for terrible, terrible reasons.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, criticize the character, criticize
The director.
the direction of the character, whatever. That's fine. But yeah, when you're personally attacking the actress, especially when it's in regards to her, their
Dude,
race or
I feel so bad
nationality.
for Kelly Marie Tran. Like, it's just
terrible. That wasn't her fault.
And the fact that she's still like in the Star Wars like zeitgeist, she still goes to Celebration. She still does like these books and things. Like, that's so cool. Even though she got the worst shitstorm I've ever seen. Like,
but the whole reason I'm bringing it up is O'Shea on his Twitter account was like, "Oh man, if they're mad about Riva, I can't wait for them to see my character." Which made
they retcon it so he actually kills Obi-Wan, and then none of the original trilogy matters. And
oh man, the OT retcons. Oh my God, there's so many. ... Okay, let's stop that. That's dumb. All right. Anyway, yeah. So that's really fun. I'm excited to see the rest of Obi-Wan.
So right now you're an actor in LA. So you're like a waiter, actually.
yeah.
What is your side hustle? What do you do when you're not?
Side hustle is I have lots of sponsors who sponsor me on my TikToks and Instagram, and just filmed one for The Boys for Amazon. So that's what pays the bills is that, and then I do some online personal training occasionally, but mostly it's those sponsorships that pay the most.
So you're literally the working man's actor right now.
You guys wanted to see Scooter. Here is Scooter. He is now.
Gosh.
Oh
yeah,
my God,
you can kind of see
Hoodie
him.
is about to freak out.
Okay.
Is about to freak out.
Would Scooter like to come say hey to the
Scooter
podcast?
On the show.
They were asking about Scooter.
Huh?
Or is there a way you can make the camera?
I don't know if
bigger,
we can switch.
No?
Okay, here's Scooter Man.
No,
there he is.
For all the audio listeners, we are getting a close up of Scooter right now.
Kisses?
He's on screen. There was just an amazing kiss between Scooter and Andrew. It was beautiful. Please check out the video version of the show.
When this comes
That's
out
my girlfriend and her mom who are in town right now.
Hi.
Hey, I'm future
Scooter,
proofing.
you have lots of fans.
Oh my God.
I know the long distance struggle. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Texas and Wisconsin. Yeah.
Goodness.
All right, McKenna, you're here, so I know there's a napkin somewhere.
Listen, the napkin, I'm sick, so the napkin's been used, but unfortunately, I do have one question, because you mentioned it a couple of times, that you cheerleaded, and I was just curious, like, what that was like did you do competitions and games and everything, just that whole experience?
Totally.
College, right?
Yeah, so it was college, so I was a high school football player. I played a plethora of positions on football. The football team.
Georgia, or UGA?
Yeah, University of Georgia.
Yeah.
Was where I cheered for. So I played football in high school, tore my ACL my senior year. So it was like one of the spring game senior year. I didn't really have any big offers. I think that the biggest thing I had was like a preferred walk-on somewhere. It's like a major school. So it wasn't the biggest deal ever. But then I missed being on a team in college. And my friend who was a cheerleader was like, "Hey, dude, tryouts are in like 2 months. If you learn how to do a backflip and throw girls in the air, you could probably get on the team." And I was like, "Bet." let's do it. So learned how to do those and cheered in college and did sideline cheer for football, basketball, gymnastics, volleyball. What else? Like all the different events that we would do and appearances. And I wasn't so much the tumbling guys, the guys doing like the crazy round off Arabian backhand. I wasn't that guy.
Like you were just
I was the base. I was the guy who threw the girl up in the air and then held her in one hand. Yeah, so
you can't do that. Somebody's breaking a neck.
Exactly. So that's what my job was.
Now, what is the benefit to cheerleading in college? I mean, besides it being like an athletic thing to do, like does it add your credits? Does it give you?
So we got partial scholarship for it. So we got partial scholarship. We also got preferred class scheduling. So we got to pick our classes first at whatever times we wanted them to be. There was also strength conditioning coaches, nutritionists. We got like free healthcare as well. Like the athletic department paid for all of it. We had a special athletes only health clinic that we would go to as well. That was like top of the line. We also had free tutoring. We had about like $1,000 worth of Nike gear that we would get every semester. And then of course tickets to every football game and got to hang out with a bunch of cool people. And that was kind of the benefits to it.
Now you tried to shame me, Caesar, for asking this question, but I
thought
wanted...
you were asking like, why would you do cheerleading? You're a man.
No, I wanted to show the benefits of why these programs are great from someone that knows about them.
Yeah,
I kind of have a distaste because like I respect sports for sure. I respect athletes because it's a lot of hard work. But because I was in student government at my university, I have a lot of distaste for the athletics program because they drain so much money from the school that a lot of the other students don't get to see the benefits of. And
absolutely.
And like my school, we don't have a football field. We don't have a football program. And I think we're better for it. And they're trying to build one. And it's like, well, we could use that for better transportation or providing certain supplies for students on campus.
The problem comes in with how it's being monetized and how it's being done, because a program like this can be very beneficial for a school through merchandising, food, things like that. Split. And so I do feel like there is a way that it can work, but the way it's being done now is not right. And I agree with that.
And it does change from college to college too. Like University of Georgia, we really use a lot of that football money for things as well. And also like football really pays for itself, especially because we're the reigning national champions, not to toss my hair too much.
The bigger schools have like better managed, but this is a newer school. Like this school was built in the 21st century.
Oh yeah. See, that's the difference, University of Georgia being built in like, I think it was 17 or 1876, something like that.
That's a legacy, like that's cool.
Yeah, forever. It was like it was the first public school in America, I think. So like that is how old the University of Georgia is. There are literally like buildings that have 1.5 doors because back in those days your building was taxed on how many doors it had. So like it's a very old institution. So depending on which university, especially the ones that are newer and it might be even developed specifically for sports development and stuff. I know a lot of these like other colleges that are like, hey, we're really just being made as a kind of a front for an athletic department to be able to produce a product. You have to watch out for that.
It's funny too because the most successful sports team at my school, we have a lot of sports. The only one we don't have is football. The most successful one is chess.
Yes.
And it's not even like profitable. It's just like competitions. There's not really like audience component to it at all.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's a cool thing to be like proud of, but it's like it doesn't make a lot of money, so it's just funneling so much money into
I'd watch chess streams.
I do want to see the like chess match in like a stadium of like 100,000. People just go nuts over like a move. It's like
especially over like the success of Queen's Gambit and stuff like that. I think chess has its place. I think you can get that in a streaming environment.
This is before Queen's Gambit. This is like back in
No. I'm saying with the popularity of that, I feel like you could market chess even more now.
Yeah, you could just be like, when I make my move, you're free.
If hundreds of thousands of people will watch a Magic tournament or a Pokemon card tournament, like I think we can get chess on the table.
You gotta have like chess though. We gotta have chests where, like, if your piece gets knocked over, like flames come out of the board or something like that. That's how you get people to watch.
I want to see Rocket League
Wizard's
chess. Oh, yeah. No, it's so big chess down here. We have people from like Russia coming to our school to play. Like it's crazy like how big the chess scene is. But it's because the school's so young. They don't know how the budget works. Like I saw how the money is allocated, and it's so frustrating. Like it's just like we could have better health systems for the students.
That's just America for you, though.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, you're doing sponsorships now, and you're doing a movie too.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you're looking forward to in the?
Yeah, man, just really doubling down on the acting side. I've been doing a lot of content creation. I've been enjoying it, but also it's something where that's always been, just an ends to eventually me being able to support myself, being an actor. So it means there. And I enjoy content creation and it's fun, but I really just want to act. Like that's my main thing. So that's what I'm working on a lot this year.
You wouldn't say you're an influencer. You're more of an artist.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely, I just love creating things. So whether it's social media or acting, or I love drawing as well. I mean, any of that stuff I love doing.
Wait. So I don't want to ruin your sponsorships, but how many people do you think you got to watch The Boys? Like,
so I haven't actually published that sponsorship yet. So what they try to do is they try to get it to like I get like interactions, of course, on certain things, and like for instance, my Peacemaker video I made got 3 million views.
Oh my god, that Peacemaker video.
So you got like
is
a couple,
great,
like 100.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so like the Peacemaker video, like I got 3 million with that. So and I'll get anywhere. I'd say typically for a sponsored video, it'll get at least 10,000 views, and then it can go up to, I'd say on average about 100,000.
So you're really pushing numbers. Yeah, you're pushing some numbers for the product.
So it's also something where what they're really just trying to do is just generate awareness of this, like, hey, the show's out and look, these creators are watching it. And also, like, I try to do something fun with it. So if my audience is at least watching an ad, they're going to be like, oh, this is fun, which hopefully, like, when the Boys One posts this week, I'm assuming you'll be able to see what I did for that one. But, I add some special effects in there and I add some fun things. So that way, it's a little fun.
Got it.
That's awesome.
I just wonder how those bigger deals go through, but that's probably just like a different conversation.
Now, you mentioned drawing. What are your other hobbies? Like, is this drawing a pretty big passion? Is it something you've been doing for a long time? Or?
Yeah, I've been drawing since I was a little kid. So I've been, I think I just did a Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man not too long ago. I just drew that one, and then I've really just been enjoying drawing. I taught myself. It's something I did when I was in college, and I was like, I don't know what I want to do, but I got to create something. And I just started drawing and taught myself how to do that. And I had an art account for a while, but it just got to be too many social media accounts. And I was like, you know what? I'll just post my drawings on my Instagram story whenever they're up. But yeah, it's something that I really enjoy doing. It's something that I don't really plan on making like a business. It's more of like you said, like a hobby. Other hobbies, I mean, I'm putting together a puzzle right now. Pretty extreme. All right. Oh, you're a big puzzle fan, McKenna?
Oh, I did
it's 1,000 pieces.
Oh, that's great. I did about 50 puzzles in like 6 weeks when I was on winter break last year.
50 puzzles in 6 weeks?
Yeah, it was
bad. Oh my gosh.
It was really bad.
Knowing McKenna, there were probably like 2,000 to 5,000 pieces.
I love McKenna's vices. I love what she's like gets addicted to. She does puzzles. She does crochets.
Crochets, all right, I like it.
It's not crochet, right? It's
cross stitching, but yeah,
cross stitching. Okay.
Yeah, it's.
She has a pretty big Jeopardy cross stitch that got retweeted and stuff. That was really cool.
What? No way! That's awesome.
Yeah.
By Jeopardy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. She's done some fun ones for like Kind of Funny for us. Bunch of really cool stuff. But the Jeopardy one was because if you couldn't have guessed, Jeopardy's a big passion for McKenna.
I could tell.
So for her to make that cross stitch and have it get retweeted and everything is just so freaking cool.
That's amazing.
That was wild. But yeah, puzzles, fantastic. They're great. Sorry, I didn't mean to completely hijack your answer right there. But
you're fine.
No, this is why you're on the podcast for, is to chime in on these different things.
Anytime we can hype you up, McKenna, I'm all here for it.
Absolutely. All right, welcome back to another episode of Puzzle Talk.
Welcome
Have you-
to
have
another
you-
episode of the McKenna Show.
That's
You
right.
started on the puzzle I sent you.
I still do. It's sitting. I'm scared to do it. It's all black puzzle.
You have it right there. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an all black puzzle.
Yeah, it's 1,000 pieces. So like theoretically, it shouldn't take me long.
Oh my gosh.
but
And it's just black.
As long as I can find the edges, you know.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's terrifying. That would take me. It would take too long. I would put it back in the box.
No, that's the challenge. That is the ultimate challenge. That's like the end game right there.
My wife and I were doing a Captain America puzzle because we are, like collectively our favorite hero is Captain America. And I showed her your black and white Captain America where you're like shirtless. And
Oh,
got
yeah.
the helmet on. She loved that. It was great.
Oh my gosh. That was like pre-pandemic days, I think.
I almost put that one on the post, and I was like, no, I'll do this Thor one instead.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were doing this Captain America puzzle, and we got like halfway through it, and then construction started on the house. That's why it's so dark back here. I have a bunch of stuff I don't need people to criticize me about. And we had to stop, and it's just sitting on my table like half finished. All the pieces are just sitting there. We have like a little board covering it so the pieces don't go anywhere.
You're playing with fate right now. You know there's just one that's going to sneak out of there somehow.
Oh, I know. It's probably already gone. We have a cat. Loves
Oh,
climbing.
no.
I know there's a piece somewhere that we probably already lost.
That cat, that's the one that just goes by and is like, I'll take that one.
I'll
And
take
he's
that
never
one.
going to notice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
We had to actually get Scooter his own puzzle because he wants to help with our puzzle, but instead
You
of
get him like those big 10-piece puzzles.
we got him like a 1,000-piece puzzle because he doesn't like putting together the puzzles. He likes taking apart the puzzles. That's the fun part for him. So we just got him a whole box of puzzle pieces that he can just take, and he can just take them apart and chew them up, and he has a great time. So while
Does
we
he
work on our
ever-
puzzle, he puts together that one.
Does he ever bring you a piece from his puzzle to try and put in your puzzle?
He'll throw them for sure. He's like, "Hey, catch," and he throws them with his mouth. Yeah, he likes to see, like, his favorite thing is like to drop things off of high places. So he'll just have a puzzle and look over. Oh, that'd be a good place to drop it from. He'll drop it, and then he'll watch it fall.
Starting to
and then he gets all
wonder
happy.
if cats and birds are very closely related.
I think they might be.
Because I've just too many times I've seen cats be like, "Hey, look at this thing," boop, off the shelf, but it has to be on a shelf really high up, you know?
Exactly. Otherwise, why bother? It's not fun.
Why
at that
bother?
point.
It's not fun if you're just knocking it over. You got to knock it off of something.
It's like that one TikTok video where it's like, this is from a male audience. They take a rock and they throw it off of a high place. It's the same thing for the bird and the cat audience too. They're all in the same little spectrum.
It's
Yeah,
just a circle. It's
Uh-huh.
not even a Venn diagram. It's a circle.
exactly.
I got a video recently. I always get the ones like this is for the boys, and I got a video recently like this is for my female audience, and then it's like really short shorts, and then she sticks her hand in, and it's like the pockets like this, and then
Oh
the hand
gosh,
all the way in.
all the way down.
It's-
Big pockets.
and the shorts were
Listen.
like small too. The shorts were like about the size of the pocket.
That is
Uh,
absolutely a deciding factor of whether I will do a cosplay or not. Is if it has pockets. I'm like, does it have pockets? Can I bring
The only one is
snacks?
not Spider-Man. The only exception is Spider-Man.
It's tough. That one and like, there was a few more that I had that didn't have pockets, and it's just never again. That's why my Star-Lord one's so great because it's like it's just pants and a jacket. I'm just like, sweet, put it all in there.
All right, let's
I'm
ask you
pretty sure
some
Thor's-
dumb. Oh, go ahead,
I'm
Susan.
pretty sure Thor is very lenient too because you can put like pockets on the inside of the.
You would think so. Thor, for like the vest one, it's great.
The
The
vest,
vest
yeah.
one is pretty solid. The actual like armored look is terrible.
talking
There's
about
no
little-
pockets anywhere, and you can't reach anything, and you can't bend over. It's very uncomfortable.
I'm talking about Guardian's Thor.
Oh yeah, Guardian Store is great too, for sure.
Because I saw you were the Guardian Store at Miss Marvel, so that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. The Ravager Thor.
Yeah,
That was a lot of
Ravager Thor.
fun.
So let's go ahead and ask you some just fun, dumb questions real
Do
quick.
it.
Because I assume we don't have you forever.
Yeah, I'll need to get going here in a little bit. I'm gonna go and get my my grilled chicken and vegetables.
Got it.
Nice. Okay, so first one, since we're talking about Marvel, Disney, and Star Wars, favorite Marvel movie?
Favorite Marvel movie, MCU or just Marvel in general?
Just MCU.
Okay, just MCU. Okay, favorite. It would have to be Endgame. I know it's so cliche, but like my favorite one would be that one for sure. Endgame.
Okay,
That's the one I
favorite
cried the
Marvel
most
movie
in.
outside of the MCU.
Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire.
Nice. Oh my gosh, such a great choice. I saw that in Germany in German with English subtitles. It
What?
was wild.
That's an experience.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an experience for sure. All right. And then favorite Disney movie.
Favorite Disney movie. Just Disney animation, not including Pixar or anything, right?
Correct.
Okay. I think this is a tough one. I love Tarzan. Tarzan is definitely one of my favorites. I still open doors this way after playing Tarzan. I used to have calluses on my knuckles. Yeah.
Now, this actually brings me back to a question I had earlier. What was that process like? Like, obviously, for Star-Lord, you had to have a certain look. Like, so for Prince Charming and for Tarzan, did you have to like shave and then wear a wig and?
Yes. So Tarzan's got those dreadlocks. So you got to have those dreadlocks, and then also Tarzan. Fun fact is completely hairless, and I look like Wolverine. So I had to nair my entire body every 4 days and get a spray tan along with that every 4 days.
Dude, that's so fun too because you're in a loincloth.
Oh, and the loincloth was less clothing than my underwear. So I was in just that and then sandals.
I'm sure the moms loved you. I'm
it-
sure.
I was a popular attraction at Disney, I would say, whenever I
Have you
was
seen
Tarzan.
that video of the guest on interaction?
Yes.
Did you get that a lot?
The push-up guy, or the one that's
The lady that was touching him a lot, and she was like, "Get out."
Oh, yeah. So that's a thing at Disney. And it happens a lot to male characters. But unfortunately, it's not quite as policed as much as other situations. But yeah, that's something that definitely happens. And hopefully you have a great character attendant with you and they can go and report that. And you can file like a complaint and the guest and that action can be taken care of. But that was certainly something that was very prevalent in my time at Disney.
Oh, wow.
For those guests. Don't be those guests. Just be nice.
A lot of bad Disney guests. I'm sorry about that.
But more good ones than bad ones. More good ones than bad ones for sure.
All right, and then Pixar.
Pixar, Incredibles. That is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's like near perfect.
This is a little bit harder because we're going into things that have trilogies now.
I want to see like live action Disney movie.
Live action Disney movie. Gosh, now I'm trying to think.
That's way harder because there's so many movies that are technically live action Disney, but not really known as live action Disney.
Right, I'd have to go. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. You know,
yeah,
that's
Pirates
a Disney movie.
It always pops into my head when I think about it.
That was excellent.
Solid pick.
And of course, now they own Fox too, so there's a ton of different.
Oh yeah, if you look over like the,
you know what I'm saying when I say
extended universe movies. Yeah.
So you're talking Disney animations? Okay, so the Simpsons movie. Got it.
Yeah. Bob's Burgers.
Okay. So then Star Wars.
Star Wars. My favorite?
Yeah.
I think it might be my favorite one is probably episode 3.
Wow.
I think is my favorite one. But I think the best made Star Wars movie is Rogue One. And I think the best Star Wars movie is episode 5. So I have like different like qualifiers for each of those.
And I would like to point out that you were like prime candidate. Yeah, like when you were a kid, you were like prime candidate for the prequels.
Exactly. I was literally lined up perfectly for that.
No, I'll never fault somebody for saying. I'll never fault somebody for saying that 3 is their favorite movie.
Now, it's not the best one, but it is my favorite.
But it's your personal favorite.
That's awesome.
Because you see, there's a lot of problems with it, but it's still like it was like your prime target.
It's the one that like I definitely like had affinity for because like I was 5th grade right when episode 3 was coming out. So like I had the Obi-Wan lightsaber. My friend and I would go and wrap each other's knuckles, with lightsabers in our backyard all the time, and I was Anakin and he was Obi. Like that was just
Anakin.
That was
I have the high ground.
Literally doing that on a hill, 100%.
Stop this!
Oh man, no limbs were lost. Fortunately, I made it out with all 4.
That's awesome. Don't make me do this. Okay, I'm done. I love. Anyway, it's great. So obviously with favorite movies, they're constantly changing. There's different parameters for it. So I'm thinking when I say favorite, I'm just thinking the first one that kind of comes to your mind.
Sure.
I'm not trying to lock you into like this is the #1 movie of all time.
Of course.
Okay, so from there, favorite movie outside of Disney. Oh crap! You know what? We didn't link Indiana Jones into that. I think
Indy is also awesome. Yeah.
Live action Disney. Hang on.
Well,
Are there any movies outside of Disney? I honestly, other than
but it's Disney now. So
that's right. Yeah, like a Disney-owned studio. Yeah.
But anyway,
Lucasfilm.
Yeah. So outside of Disney,
there's one that I watched recently. This is one of my favorites. I have many favorites. One of my favorites is also directed by Taika Waititi, who's known for Thor. Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit,
yes, is excellent. I love Jojo Rabbit.
Have you seen Alan McKenna? Definitely must watch.
Oh my god, it's so good. Yeah, Taika is absolutely amazing. I just want him to keep being in everything. Like every time I see him in something, he's so much fun. I recently watched Free Guy. And I had no idea he was in that movie, let alone being the antagonist of that movie.
It was so much fun.
It was so good. So much fun. And yeah, I love him and everything he does. We've been talking about it quite a lot recently, but like there was what kind of research did you do for Blackbeard? And he's like, well, I went to the Wikipedia page and read a paragraph, and then that was about it.
He's like, I don't really do research. I just kind of do things. I just kind of do whatever.
Too long, didn't read.
That's what they did for What We Do in the Shadows, I'm sure, as well. It's like vampires, blood, and no wooden stakes. Got it. Awesome. Let's go.
Went to the Wikipedia page, TLDR, got out of there.
That dude's great. I want to meet him one day. Hopefully I'll be at the Love and Thunder premiere and I can meet him.
Oh my god. You have to let us know if you get to meet him. That'd be great. That's awesome. Yeah, Jojo Rabbit's a great choice. It's a great movie. I think that it got a lot of flack because of the subject matter, but I feel like people either didn't watch that film when they were upset by the subject matter, or literally saw the subject matter and just decided to complain about it. Because I feel like if you watch that film, you know how seriously that subject matter is taken, even though it has comedic moments. And it's just so well done. It's so well shot, and there's a deeper meaning behind that movie that I think everyone needs to kind of.
And also hearing Taika's reasoning behind it, where it's like, we're making fun of this because of not the thing that happened, but making fun of those terrible Nazis because they were terrible.
Also, isn't he like Jewish? Isn't he Jewish too?
Or I think he is some.
He's married Jewish. I don't know.
Yeah. And so, I mean, and that's it. That's the thing is the comedic bits are when he's making fun of Nazis, but he has an extreme reverence for the other source material. I'm not going to spoil what happens in the movie because there's literally a moment where I cried when it happened.
Same. Multiple times.
It was just so heartbreaking.
Such a beautiful movie, like,
but yeah, and there's the thing about like treating people properly, no matter who they are, and taking a chance to learn about someone before just throwing them out because of the race or nationality that they are. The messaging behind the movie is so great. And if you just discount it because, oh no, Nazis and he has an imaginary Hitler friend, like, stop. Please go watch Jojo Rabbit.
That's not what it's really about. It's something different.
Exactly. Okay, so we've gone over those. We've gone over your favorite video game franchises. And then what about like other media forms of like comics, books, stuff like that? What do you like? Give us some runs of comic books that you enjoy.
Listen, we actually just spoke about one, which was Invincible. There was the Jeopardy question, right, McKenna? So, do you remember what the Jeopardy question was?
I can pull it up.
Oh, she's gonna pull it up.
She keeps spreadsheets, and like she has websites where she goes to. She's got.
I love that. See, Invincible was a comic book that I read, and I was literally just like, or figuratively, hitting people with the hardcover, like, please read this. And they were like, I don't know. I'm not gonna read it. And then the show came out, and they came back to me like, "Oh my gosh, have you seen this show called Invincible?" I'm like, "I've seen it. I've been trying to get you to read this thing." It's so good.
The show is great because it's one of the best adaptations I've seen of the source material, making changes in a way that makes it better. The way they make the story progress and transition feels more natural than some of the stuff they did in the comic. Not to down the comic at all.
I agree.
I got into it because of The Walking Dead. I heard that they were making a show about The Walking Dead. I love zombies. I was like, what is this comic book? I started reading it, started to love it, fell in love. Stopped reading at issue 100 because it broke my heart. And then was reading, I was like, give me everything Robert Kirkman. And then so I read Battle Pope, I read Invincible, I read pretty much like his entire catalog. And I'm still going through the ending stuff of Invincible because at some point I just didn't have enough money or couldn't keep up with the volume.
I did the same thing when I moved to Orlando for Disney. I was like, I cannot move comic books anymore. I'm done. I can't do that. So yeah, I'm catching up on the ending as well.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to get there. I'm glad that there is an ending. There's so many times that we get comics that just never have an ending or never have like a resolution. And it's nice to know that there is an ending to Invincible. And hopefully
I kind of just want to buy the book.
Volumes.
I kind of just want to buy the book and just have it there until like the show is over. And then start through it.
And go back and read it.
Just buy the omnibus like one by one as you can afford.
Just like I can know like I supported him, but I'm still like because I don't want to spoil it. But then,
and then read it at the end. Read it when it's all over.
Sure.
Because I know there's differences, but I still don't want to like have anything ruined.
McKenna, what's that question?
The clue is
what is Mark Grayson?
Close. Super duper supers for $2,000. Seen here, it's a picture then. He sounded like he could take a punch or two, voicing the title Super Invincible.
Oh, so is that voice actor?
It's the actor then.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I know his name. What's his name?
Oh my god! It's Walking Dead. He plays.
I can see his face.
Glenn in I can remember him as It's Glenn in Walking Dead. I know he plays Mark Grayson, but I can't remember his name. This is why I'm so
it's Steven something, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Steven Yeun or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Now say it as if you're answering a Jeopardy question.
Who is Steven Yeun?
Yeah.
Choose again.
Perfect.
Man, okay. No, Alex wouldn't have.
I'm having way too much fun. I'm so sorry.
Alex would not have given you those points.
No, darn it.
Stage.
Listen, I'm gonna phone a friend. I'm gonna call McKenna if I ever get on Jeopardy. I'm like, listen, tag team. She's in.
Let's go. Woo! Jeopardy.
All right, so comic book Invincible. Everybody check it out. It's great. If you don't want to read it because the show is coming out, totally understand that. It is not very different, but it is structured very differently. But highly recommend for sure. And then what about books?
Books. Listen, I am a graphic novelist, but hold on 1 second. Jessica, what book would you recommend? Yes. What was it? Oh, any genre. What's a good book? The Green Mile. That's what Jessica recommends. The Green Mile.
Stephen King. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in. I love any Stephen King. Give me all Stephen King. Okay, that's awesome. So I mean, I get it. You got to read scripts all the goddamn time, you know.
That's it. Also, like, after reading so many textbooks for college, I'm like, I'm gonna need a break. And yeah,
anything to do with a cover and paper, I'm out for a bit. Okay?
Honestly, it was after reading so much of finance textbooks, I was like, need a break.
I'm not a book person, so it's like I get it.
I'm very visual.
I just finished 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm a book person.
Oh wow!
Nice.
I can see. Yeah, that's great. Your bookshelf.
Yes, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
It's very good. But yeah.
I think McKenna is the only person I know that actually uses the bookshelf for what it's intended to be used for.
Yeah, I'm like, this will look great for my Star Wars Lego set. Yeah.
There are plenty of figures on the book.
No,
so
but
okay,
like,
good.
It's 80%.
It's a healthy
books.
mix.
Yeah,
I see.
It is like 70-80% books.
You can't see all my 3D puzzles on the bottom though.
That's right.
It's on the bottom shelf.
I'm working on something right now that I can't talk about yet. But it's involving a lot of research, and I'm finding out that even movies that were from like the 1950s were based on books, and it kind of blows my mind. Like it shouldn't blow my mind, right? But
Oh, have you heard this thing that there's like only 30 types of stories or something?
Yes, I have heard that before. But yeah, so it's things that I never realized were inspired by books. I'm finding out, or were inspired by books, which is just a really interesting thing. I was looking at certain things based on the fact that they had other movies that came out. Like The Thing is a great example. You know, you had The Thing from Outer Space, right? That was the original. And then you had technically a remake of The Thing called The Thing. And then of course you have the quote unquote sequel reboot, which is actually one of the first kind of sequel reboots, which is the 2011 The Thing. But that was
he was great in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. But that was inspired by a book, which I never knew. I never knew that.
We kind of had a meme moment where just
but yeah, absolutely amazing. Is there anything else you would like to promote or talk about? Does anyone else have any questions? Or
Yeah, I can just promote WebHeadedHero.com. All the links and stuff you need to know are over there. WebHeadedHero on all the socials. That's Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. I normally stream Monday through Thursday every single week. Twitch.tv/WebHeadedHero. Again, that's WebHeadedHero on all the different social accounts, all the same.
Now, you do have like an actor account too, though, right? That's under Andrew McLean.
Yeah, so the Andrew McLean is sort of like me. And then Web-Headed Hero is sort of like kind of funny. So it's sort of like Tim Gettys and kind of funny. So it's sort of like different.
What's your content stuff?
I was
like
very confused as to which one to DM you on when I was
messaging you. Anyone works. I'll see them both.
Cool. So yeah, Web-Headed Hero, and then the other one is just at Andrew McLean, or
at the Andrew McLean. I couldn't get Andrew McLean. I tried. It's Andrew McLean IG. Like just Andrew McLean. It was the Andrew McLean. It sounds pretentious, but it's all that was available. It didn't have numbers.
My name is Philip J. Woodward on every social media platform except Twitter, which it's Phil J. Woodward. So
that's pretty cool, though.
My name on Twitter is taken up by some bot named like Christine Chang, and it's like want sex, and it's like want sex. Click this link or whatever.
No,
so you know he's Cesar Torres, right?
That's why I'm the English name. That's why
he's Caesar Towers. But yeah, a little backstory. It's always fun. Awesome. Do we have any final closing questions? I have a big question.
Okay.
Speaking about fitness, do you do a cheat meal?
Cheat meals, yes, once a week. They're really good, not only for your mental health, but also your metabolism. It kind of helps your metabolism realize, hey, I have to work, because your body will be like, oh, we don't have to put so much effort and energy into metabolizing all this food. We could just sit back because the body's eating perfectly healthy all the time. So one cheat meal a week, totally fine. Of course, all of this depends on your goals, and this is just something that works for most people. So yeah, so it's something.
Like cheat meal or a cheat day?
Cheat meal, never cheat day. Always cheat meal. Cheat day gets a lot of hand. What was that?
Not everyone can be The Rock.
Exactly. Yeah. See, the Rock, like he has like a cheat meal that is like a cheat day. Yeah. But I would say for the majority of people, a cheat meal is the way to go. And that's just once a week.
You might sneak like a little cupcake here and there, right?
Yeah, of course. And it's something too where the main thing is calories in versus calories out. And it's not just your daily average, but your weekly average that matters. So if you're supposed to get in, I'm just for the sake of simplicity, 100 calories a week. Do not eat 100 calories a week. It was just for the sake of simplicity, 100 calories a week. It's like, cool. We're going to just try to make sure we hit around there. So if you get in too much one day and too little one day, as long as it kind of equals out to that a week, you're kind of pretty good.
Interesting.
Recommended calorie intake 15 to 2,500 a week. I mean, a day.
A day, yeah. For me, it's 32, and then the general recommended is around 2,000. So yeah.
Yeah, well, the general 2,000 is always rough for me because I know that different metabolisms need different calories. So I'm always like 1,500 to 2,500 for the average person, depending.
Exactly.
You just have to figure out what's right for you, like we were talking about earlier. Okay, but what is your favorite cheat meal?
Listen, I'm a big pizza guy. I love pizza,
Oh, yeah.
and I haven't had pizza in a very long time, and I'm overdue for a pizza cheat meal. So, gotta have some pizza, but I also really love waffles. All right. I don't normally get to have waffles, and waffles are also really good.
Big carbs.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now I got to know. You said pizza, but what is your favorite pizza?
All right, so this is like a special pizza, all right, that I like to get.
Mm.
It's cheese, right? Start off with cheese. You gotta have cheese. I want it to be on top of that grilled chicken because I want some protein in there. All right, and then I also put like bell peppers on it and like some veg, and then that's just add some veggies, add some chicken, some solid cheese in there as well. That's my go-to.
I like
And
how
So
you
you-
take a cheat meal and you make it healthy. Like,
Well, healthy is relative.
yeah, it's something where like I try to make sure I'm getting in enough protein even with my cheat meal, just because
yeah,
it's just extra food, but still, you know,
Like-
it's good.
compared to the other options, it's definitely better than.
But like,
I
also,
do-
I would totally go down with some chocolate chip waffles. Like that sounds pretty good too.
That's awesome. Have you ever thought about making waffles with like protein waffles?
I have had those before. I
Vegan
don't have a
waffles?
waffle maker here. I'm gonna have to get one. I saw one that was shaped like the Millennium Falcon at a store the other day, and I was like, I kind of want that, but
I have a
but
teenage
I'm gonna have to get a waffle maker out here in LA.
I got a Mickey Mouse waffle maker.
Heck yeah,
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse waffles.
If you ever want to look into like cheat meal, not cheat meals, I recommend Greg Doucette's cookbook.
Okay.
Greg Doucette
Doucette.
is a YouTuber fitness guy. He's won like many championships over the years. He's very vocal about like being honest about using PEDs and things like that. Like
Good.
he himself was natural, I think, into his 30s, if I remember correctly, and then he got to like his genetic peak and decided, I want to see how far I can go beyond this, and started using PEDs and figured out what was right for him. And now he's just using TRT because he's, mid 40s now. So if you want to keep up with your fitness game, in your mid 40s, like, you go get tested before you do anything.
Of
Go talk
course.
to a doctor. But most likely there's going to be enough of a decline to where you're going to need to supplement your testosterone with.
And as with any nutrition information you've heard today, please consult a nutritionist
Yes,
before
100%.
changing your diet in any way. That is always the
consult-
disclaimer.
Lame
Consult
as
a
Rob and
nutritionist
only
and a
eat a
doctor,
cracker.
please. We are
Live
not.
lame
None
as
of us.
Rob with diet, and
I don't
only
think
eat a
any of us
cracker.
are doctors and or licensed nutritionists. So please consult
I
a
am
doctor.
I am certified to give general nutrition information, and that is all I
Perfect.
can give.
No, just eat a cracker a day, and you'll be good for lame as Rob. You're good.
Oh my
But-
gosh. Or the machinist.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's got a great cookbook for recipes that are, lower in calorie intake that can be utilized for maybe a craving or two. Pretty cool.
But Andrew
But-
has got great cosplays, great acting, and is just overall a great human being. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, it's been.
Thanks for having me, guys. This has been so much fun.
Absolutely amazing.
Yay!
It's been incredible. It's been so much fun. Thank you for coming on the show, and I guess you're all pretty good.